2 of action here on Coaxial Sports as Gahanna Lincoln drops by Reynoldsburg High School. Hi, everybody. I'm Randy Reinhardt, along with Tom McDonald. And yes, our parents do dress us. You like these outfits? Welcome for week number 2 of high school football action. We should have a great one for you on the east side as Gahanna Lincoln takes on Reynoldsburg. And Tom McDonald, the Lions coming with a record of 1-0 on the season. Winners by a score of 35-15 over Dayton Colonel White. The big man for them last week was Denny Delaney, the halfback.
Yeah, and the big man for the last couple of years has been Delaney, Randy. He's not real big, but he's very quick and elusive. They feature him on offense, and with this weather, he's going to see the ball a lot tonight.
He had 3 rushing touchdowns last week. Meanwhile, for the Raiders of Reynoldsburg, 0-1 on the season. They lost to Fairfield by a score of 21-7. A guy that we have seen for 3 years. He is a 2-year starter, though. The man at tailback, Jeff Bowman.
Jeff Bowman, a little bit bigger, but same qualifications. Very quick, hard-nosed, inside, outside. They feature him as they have for a long time.
What are you looking for in this game tonight?
Well, Randy, I don't think the win's going to be much of a factor to either one of these teams because their forte is running the football. I look for a slug-em-out football game, and it's going to go right down the wire.
A great football game and the Tomato Festival both taking place in Reynoldsburg. What a great weekend. Stick around. Back with a kickoff right after this. Welcome back to Reynoldsburg High School. The Raiders winning the toss. They will receive going from left to right on your screen. Week number 2 of high school football action. Glad to have you aboard on Coaxial Sports, and it should be a great one tonight. Gahanna with a record of 1-0, and Reynoldsburg with a record of 0-1, losing at Fairfield 21-7, but a team that averaged 6'4" and 250 pounds across their line. A squib kick that's finally going to be scooped up by Edstrom back around the 12-yard line, getting it up to around the 18, and that's where the Raiders will take over 1st and 10 to start this first series, just 3 seconds into this contest. And Reynoldsburg on offense will be led by Matt Martinkovich. And we'll take a look at their starters right after this play. Martinkovich will bring him up to the line of scrimmage, 1st and 10 from the 18. A team that features an outstanding tailback in Jeff Bowman. We talked about what he has done the last couple of years, and a good fullback too. And Jeff Young, watch for him. He is 5'10", 200 pounds, and just a junior. The backs from an eye, a departure from what the Raiders showed last week. They were using a lot of wing T, but they're going to go with the eye right now. As Martinkovich will pitch it to Bowman. Jeff trying to turn the corner, looking for an opening, gets it across the 20. He'll maybe pick up 4 on the play to around the 22-yard line. Time now to check out the Raiders on offense, and up front they look something like this. It is Khalil Byers at a wideout. Across the interior of the line will be 4, Mattingly, McCloy, Zinn, Kravchuk, and Tony Martin. Those are the men up front for Reynoldsburg. In the backfield, Martinkovich will be the quarterback, leading the team. Jeff Young is the fullback. Jeff Bowman is the running back, and Lenny Lightfoot is the flanker, alternating with James DePriest. 2nd down and 6 from the 22-yard line. Again, the backs from an eye. Martinkovich to the second man through. That is Bowman. Tom McDonald, he has stood up right at the line of scrimmage.
He sure is, and I think going into this football game, Gahanna realizes they're going to have to stop Bowman. They're playing some man-to-man coverage, which really plays to their benefit with this win because it's tough to put picture-perfect passes on a night like tonight. So they force them into a 3rd and long. Now let's see if they play a little more of a passive pass defense.
Just over 1 minute into the first quarter, and the sun's setting here. You talked about the wind. Who does it aid right now, if anybody?
I don't think either team right now. If some team would get more than a touchdown behind, it could be awful tough to catch up.
3rd, and let's call it 6 from the 22-yard line. Martinkovich hands it off to Bowman. Jeff over the left side, out to the 29-yard line, and very close to what should be a Raider 1st down.
Boy, that is going to be close, Randy. Decision time, possibly.
They mark it officially at the 28.5. Take a look one more time from ground level.
Nice little counter. He breaks to the back across the grain with his leg drive. He almost gets that 1st down. It's going to be mighty close.
Well, we have this break in the action. I'll tell you that your referee is Mark Convertine. Your umpire is Jack Montanay. Your head linesman is Mike Susi. The field judge is Mark Durenko. And the back judge is Guy Van Treska. It is a 1st down for the Raiders just past the 28-yard line.
It's a huge play, Randy. Otherwise, Gahanna would have had great field position.
Jason Reese will check in with a play now from Bob Stewart. At least 41 years of coaching for the legendary Bob Stewart.
And an awful lot of victories.
As you look at the assistants for the Raiders along the near sideline.
It was Ray DeCola. He's had a few years himself.
Oh, you name it. Urbana, New Albany. He's been around. He's done a great job everywhere. That is Bowman right up the gut. And Jeff will get it up to near the 34-yard line. On defense, Gahanna will show you a 4-3 look with Jeff Tangeman up front along with Jason Clegg, Gabe Saunders, and Don McKinney. The linebackers are Phillips, Adrian, And Williams, as you look at the replay, Doberman, Henry, Toohey, and Maddox in the secondary. A nice run up the middle by Bowman, who runs Tom McDonald like he weighs 200 pounds.
He runs hard, Randy. I thought he was a lot bigger than this last year. Obviously, he's not, but like you say, runs very strong.
Second down and just more than 4. Bowman now on the pitch. And he's out across the 35 to the 36-yard line. Well, one thing that happened last week in that 21-7 loss to Fairfield was the fact that they felt that maybe they didn't feature Bowman enough, so they are making up for it this week. He had 7 carries in that game last week. He's halfway there right now.
We'll see on that. He has great control of the football, covering it up, but David Adrian has been in on a couple tackles tonight. The middle linebacker, Gahanna, usually features him, too, so it should be a great battle. Adrian versus Bowman.
Great ones over the years. Remember Gibson and Don Davis in the past.
I sure do.
Third down, let's call it 2 from the 37-yard line. 9-12 and ticking, first quarter. It'll be Bowman one more time. Nothing fancy from the Raiders, straight up the gut. And Jeff across the 40, up to around the 43-yard line.
That's right, that offensive line is really firing off the ball. It starts with McClay, the center, and then those guards, Mattingly and Zinn, are doing a nice job. I thought Ryan Ford did a good job on this play as well.
You're right, McCloy, the center, with a great job. 6 feet, 201 pounds, a 2-year starter, and he is the assistant vice president of my fan club.
You're kidding. Who's that now?
That is the one and only John McCloy at center.
Oh, boy, right over the ball, yeah.
Headed up by the one and only Mr. Ben Boer, who we'll talk about on defense in a little bit. First and 10 for the 43. Guess who? Same result. This time, though, even more. Bowman picking up nearly 9 yards.
Yeah, defensive tackle, or they call him a guard. Jason Clegg had to make that stop, and when you gain 8 yards, your defensive line's making the tackle. That offensive line is doing their job.
As you look at some of the action along the near sidelines, well, already Bowman is up to the total that he had last week in carrying the ball, and I think in yardage just about too. 8:24 left to go as you see Mr. Klein.
Yeah,
Chris Klein getting ready.
They're thinking extra point already, huh?
And Lenny Lightfoot now is sent to the top of the formation.
You know, he hasn't been featured yet tonight, but before this game's over, I have a feeling we're going to be calling his number.
Lenny is just a sophomore. The pitch goes to Bowman again around the right side. Jeff down to the 42-yard line, but a flag flies at the 45, and we'll sort this one out with 8:06 left to go in the first quarter.
I don't think the Raiders are going to like this call, Randy. You see, he gets to the outside. It was a nice hook block, but he may have used his arms right there on the top of the screen.
Well, already, let's see, in 3 minutes and 54 seconds, Bowman has equaled his number of carries and yardage that he had last week.
Number 50.
Yep,
they're
talking
explaining the option right now to the Gahanna Lincoln Lions in the person of number 52, David Adrian. We talked about the linebackers they've had in the past, and it's just something, you know, that says something for Colin Massaros and what he can do with the defense for the Lions, because every year that middle linebacker is so solid for them.
You're right. He's done it a long time. Even before he became a head coach, he was outstanding defensive mind on Phil Koppel's staff. Gave us fits, I know, at Groveport.
You can see that Mark Convertine tells us the Raiders, though, were guilty of holding. So march it back to the 40-yard line in Reynoldsburg territory.
We talking Bowman 8 in a row, do you think?
I'm telling you what, he could be breaking new records here.
I wouldn't be surprised.
As we put you in the secondary for the Lions. 7:57 left to go.
Fumble.
Yep. And Martin Kovich, though, alertly falls on it at the 40-yard line. It'll be a wash right back at that line of scrimmage.
Well, they were going to run the ball again. Looked like Bowman was the man. Now we have a 3rd and long, Randy.
Reynoldsburg, a team that last year lost their first game and won 7 straight. There is the miscue one more time, and Martin Kovich very alertly diving on the ball, 6'2", 190, and a senior. We saw him have a pretty good game last year in the rain and muck at Dublin High School.
He did. He's smart, good-sized kid, can adjust to the defense that's called. Looks like Gahanna may be coming with a blitz. Here comes number 42.
3rd down, let's call it 13 from the 40. Bowman, can he pick up 13 yards? Can he pick up 3 yards? He picks up 5, he picks up 8. He'll be 5 yards shy. It looked like he'd only pick up 2. Stop finally made on the play by number 38, Jake Henry, who comes up from the strong safety spot to make the hit.
Right, Henry is a senior starter. You'll see the blitz is coming from the, they guessed wrong. Gahanna was coming from the lower side of the screen. He has a nice move here. He should have been stopped, like you say, Randy. He's really hit there by a couple people. Breaks that tackle, and luckily for the good pursuit of Henry, among others, forces this first punt of the ball game.
Terry Cashin ready to boot it, standing at his own 36-yard line. Averaging over 36 yards a kick, does not get the distance that time. Will hit at the 35 and get a Raider roll for about 1.5 yards, and will be down just past the 34. We'll mark it officially at the 35 with 6:34 left to go. So the Lions bend, but they do not break.
That's right, Randy. They took a lot of time off the clock running that football, and the penalty kind of shot themselves in the foot with that penalty.
27 yards on the kick by Cashin, who is the grandson of Bob Stewart.
Is that right?
Yep. You got
Boy,
it. On the first play, as you can see, the Lions take it right up the gut. Tom McDonald on first down.
Right, with Delaney. The reason we talked about the two backs, Bowman and Delaney, in the open was for this very reason. They're their features.
We'll touch on the Lions offense after this play. Call officially a gain of 3, 2nd and 7. And I tell you what, the Lions are stood up right at the line of scrimmage. A couple of Raiders are in there to make the hit on Delaney. Among them for Reynoldsburg, number 77, Bart Day.
Bart did a nice job of shedding the blocker, fighting the pressure, and straightening up Delaney. Forces a 3rd and long for Gahanna.
Up front for the Lions, the tight end is Jeff Tangeman. He will alternate with Don McKinney. The left tackle is Damian Hunt. Left guard, Brian Mooney. The center is Robert Evans. Right guard is Matt James. Right tackle is Sheldon Bishop, and the split end, Eric Dybel, will alternate with Matt Burgoon. Andy Ayers, your quarterback. Luke Garman, the fullback. Denny Delaney is a halfback. Maddox will alternate with Huntley at the wing. Huntley in motion, flags down, and so is the quarterback Ayers. He is kissed big time on the play by number 86, Chad Vanderveen, coming in from his defensive end slot.
Vanderveen, one of those outstanding defensive ends under the guidance of Coach Chris Myers, did a nice job. But Don McKinney, the 200-pound tight end, you'll see him sneak out here at the right side of the screen. Number 99, he was open. If they'd have given protection, we could have had 6 points. Smacked.
And look at Ayers. He is still down. He got an elbow, it looks like, to the midsection. I think that is Ayers trying to catch his breath right now as a penalty was called against Gahanna Lincoln. It was a procedure call. It's been declined.
Darn right. And this is a great break for Reynoldsburg. 4-down territory, outstanding field position. We're going to have to see how he bounces back.
So on the turnover, the Raiders will get it in an excellent shape inside the 20-yard line. We hope that Mr. Ayers is in excellent shape finally to his feet right now. You had the feeling that perhaps he just got the wind knocked out by the way that the big defensive end came down with that elbow to the midsection there. Just took some of the air away from Andy. Take a look at this hit one more time and watch the football. Okay, play action fake slows down the rush a little bit, but from the backside, oh my goodness, nice hit. Vanderveen, and like you say, good thing Ayers is a tough kid. He was a defensive starter last year and very physical, so he'll be all right. And Rob Conkle right on top of things as well for the Raiders. So Reynoldsburg, after the penalty was called on the Lions, obviously they declined that and take the football instead. We'll have it 1st and 10 deep in Lion territory at the 20-yard line. 4:55 left to go. Lightfoot is wide to the bottom of the formation. That is Byers to the top. Young and Bowman in the backfield behind Martin Kovich. It'll be guess who? Yep, Jeff Bowman off the left side picking up a couple. That's right, until he ran into the interior of that Gahanna defense once again. I think that middle linebacker, Adrian, was in on a stop. Yep, along with Gabe Saunders. So Adrian's been on at least 4 or 5 hits in this contest already. Reese will check in with a play now from head coach Bob Stewart. And I think we're going to have an official's timeout for equipment repair. That will be on the helmet, it looks like, Jeff Bowman. So they will attend to his helmet and get that fixed with 4:26 left on the clock here in quarter number 1. It's possible he might not carry the ball this time. I can't believe it. Oh, they're waiting for him to get another. I think they're going to have to substitute. So let's look for Lightfoot. John Price will check in to the contest. Tell you though, really, I'll check out. Yeah, right. And Jeff Young has been doing a nice job blocking, and he's also a pretty good running back too. The fullback for Reynoldsburg, 200-pounder, junior. And last week he had 16 carries for 74 yards. Look at Khalil Byers, number 19. I think Reynoldsburg may call timeout because if they don't, they're going to have to go play without Bowman, and they don't want to go play without Bowman down here in 4-down territory. Saw number 19, Khalil Byers, how little he is. He is listed at 5'3", 122 pounds as a wideout, and that could be stretching it. Yes, he's not real tall, but boy, I'm sure he's got the quick feet. Well, as Tom told you, the Raiders do burn that timeout. That is their first. They have 2 remaining. And Gahanna Lincoln with their full complement of 3. Just a reminder, Browns and the Niners on Monday night. And how about the Browns and the Bengals last week? Boy, I didn't know. After about 10 minutes, I was scratching. I gave up. Actually, I had to take the family out. It was a good time to do it, I thought. Yeah, right. And surprise when you got back, huh? Well, I could not believe when I heard the Browns had scored 3 straight, but I was glad to see that Michael Jackson did turn into Michael Dyson. He's a better receiver as Dyson. Speaking of getting back, Bowman is back. At the tailback, 2nd down and 8, just past the 17, 4:14 left to go. Bowman off the right side, trying to turn the corner, and he is hogtied around the 17-yard line. I like the diversity of, that was a great defensive effort by Gahanna, but Reynoldsburg put the unbalanced side to the left and then cut back to the right. It was only for the alert tackle. By number 38, Jake Henry, as you look one more time as we ISO on Bowman. Right, they had the flow going the other way, but Henry did a nice job warding off the blocker, fighting the outside.
putting the old shoulder to him. Big third down.
Henry is a guy that started the first 5 games of last season, then went out with a back injury last year. Last week he had 5 tackles and he picked off a pass. The backs this time are split.
Yeah, Bowman may be going in the flat for a pass.
It looks like a 3rd down and 7, but instead it'll be Young, it looks like, on the carry off the left side, and the fullback will get it down to maybe the 15-yard line.
We weren't thinking field position, were we? They've got it right between the posts as we have a little injury here. It looks like the guy that carried the ball, Jeff Young's shaking up a little bit. How's the kicking game, Randy?
Well, they've got the one and only Chris Klein, who normally wears number 17, wearing number 11 for this contest tonight. 5'9", 163, and a senior, and of course converted an extra point for the Raiders last week. An emotional game already in this contest. You can see both sides getting really fired up for this game, and Young being attended to right now on the field at the 15-yard line with 3:17 left to go on the clock. And right now the Raiders will regroup along the near sideline.
All right, now this number change. Let's talk about this kicker and his number change, Randy. I know number 11's lucky, and 17 I haven't heard too many famous things about, but why is he wearing number 11 tonight?
Because he's wearing number 11 tonight.
He forgot his darn jersey, and he probably conned some sophomore into loaning him his, right?
I'll tell you what, did you ever have a star athlete wear number 13?
Oh, I never paid much attention. I've had some star athletes forget their jersey and borrow sophomores, though.
Were you a little concerned or, say, superstitious about wearing the number 13? Did that ever end?
No. Matter of fact, my first baseball jersey, this isn't football, but baseball, when I was living up in Detroit, Michigan, was number 13 and sponsored by the Queerfield Funeral Home.
Wow. I'll tell you what, this is a sight we do not want to see right now. The Truro Township Fire Squad has come out to the field at the 15-yard line to attend to Young right now with 3:17 left to go. And Jeff has just done a great job this season, 5'10", 200 pounds, and a junior, as we said. In fact, the leading rusher last week for the Raiders, 16 carries for 74 yards. Just a reminder while there's a break in this action, if you enjoy what you see this weekend, we've got a wild card game coming up, meaning that we're going to wait and schedule a game. If you have a suggestion for week number 4 of the high school football season, drop us a line.
Oh, you're right, Randy. This is a sad time for lots of people. You know, you think about the parents, but I can't relate to that. But as a coach, you know, you get all pumped up for a game like that, and then you see a young man go down, and it really sets it in perspective.
Of course, Gary Young, his father, is a big supporter of this program. He was one of the first people to fly down the stands onto the field.
You're right. Great supporter. I'll tell you what. He's done a lot of stuff for this football program.
And of course, his other son, Gary Young, was also an outstanding fullback for the Raiders. We're going to take a break right now. 3:17 left to go in the first quarter. We are scoreless. Back with more from Reynoldsburg High School right after this. Stay tuned. It is 4th down and just about 5 at the 14-yard line, and it is going to be Lenny Lightfoot on the carry, and Lenny is not going to get it. He's going to be brought down short, so the Raiders decide to go for it on 4th down, and the Lions are able to hold. Quickly an update on the situation with Mr. Young. Jeff was taken off the field by Truro Township Medic 162. It looked like they were immobilizing his leg, perhaps a possible fracture, and we are sorry to see that. So Jeff Young taken from the field, but he was alert and conscious and did wave once to the crowd before he was taken from the field. So on that 4th down try by the Raiders that is stopped by the Lions, Gahanna takes over 1st and 10 from their own 13-yard line. 2:45 left to go. You have not missed a play in this contest. I'll tell you what, the Raiders defensively
double, wasn't it, Randy?
have not missed a play, and I think there is another one. So 2 consecutive times the Lions have the ball. There's a turnover.
I tell you, they're trying to run that trap right up the middle, and you'll see Reynoldsburg has about 7 guys up in the middle. There it is. Yes, the ball came loose. Looks like number 46 or 8 recovered it.
That is my man. That is Jason Bendur, and that's why I made him.
Somebody else caused it, though.
The president of my fan club. So I look like 46 Bendur coming up with the football, and the Raiders get another break with the ball resting at the 14-yard line. 2:29 left to go first quarter. Bowman, the trailing back in the sets, and Jeff will have it and take it across the 15, the 10, going hard all the way down to the 5-yard line. You sense, I don't want to say momentum, but renewed spirit, and I think the Raiders almost feel like they are dedicating this game already to Jeff Young, their teammate that was taken from the field.
Oh, heck yeah, Randy. Kevin Toohey makes a nice tackle, touchdown-saving tackle, number 2. Holds on for dear life.
It's going to be officially a gain of 9 on the play. 2nd down and just more than 1. The ball resting inside the 6-yard line, closer to the 5. 1:55 left to go. Price is now the fullback replacing Young after the injury. It is Bowman still on his feet, and he goes into the end zone for the touchdown from 6 yards out with 1:48 left to go in the quarter. And the Raiders lead by a score of 6-0.
Nice leg drive and great offensive line search in. Kravchuk, Tony Martin. You'll see a nice lead block by the new fullback, number 47, which happens to be John Price.
Price doing a good job in replacing Jeff Young, so it's 6-0 now. Raiders line to attempt the 7-point. The snap, the kick is up, and the kick is good. So with 1:48 left to go, Raiders convert and lead 7-0.
Had plenty of leg, Randy. I think they could have kicked that field goal on that 4th down had they chosen to do so, but it worked out to their favor.
Interesting call. They decided to go for it, but for 2 consecutive plays on offense, the Lions turn over the football via the fumble, and the Raiders finally convert the 2nd time, and it is now 7-0.
Right. You're right, Randy. And the big turnovers, of course, are really hurting Gahanna now. They're going to have to try to mount some sort of an attack, and I don't think it's going to be up the middle the way Reynoldsburg is gearing towards that inside dive and trap plays.
So let's see what happens now when the Lions do get the football. As you can look at some of the fans getting the high school football thrill cam view of this contest, and if you've never seen a football game from ground level, you haven't been a 12-year-old boy then. That's the best way to watch a football game, I'm telling you. You can feel the thundering herd coming your way. Yeah, and that happens even when you're not even near Marshall.
And if it's Bowman, you better get up and get the heck out of the way.
No, he'll jump over you.
Probably true.
As Cashin is now on to boot for the Raiders. We talked about the fact that he is the grandson of the one and only Bob Stewart. Rob Ellinger, of course, played for the Raiders here last season. Another young man who was a grandson of Bob Stewart. He could put together a team with just his grandkids, couldn't he?
He sure could. This one he's not going to be real happy with the grandson for, but that ball should come out to the 35, Randy, and Gahanna gets excellent field position.
With 1:48 left to go. And let's see how Ayers is feeling at quarterback. Remember, 2 offensive plays ago, he took that shot, and on the next time they came out, there was miscommunication on the handoff there, and the ball was loose, and the Raiders got it back again. So let's see what the Lions can do offensively. 1st and 10 from their own 35-yard line, led by Colin Nasaris in his 6th year as head coach, a record of 29-22. You talked about how long he has been with that program. For an additional 10 years before that, he was an assistant to Bill Koppel at Gahanna Lincoln High School.
Darn right, he surrounds himself with some great people, too. He's got an outstanding group of assistants. Well, actually, both teams do. And it's been paying off for him.
Matt Burgoon is wide to the bottom of the formation. And Ayers looking healthy for now. Huntley in motion. The pitch will go to the fullback, and that is number 44 for Gahanna Lincoln High School. That is Garman, and Garman all the way into around the 43, 44-yard line. Now, he is a real interesting story when you look at Luke Garman, 6'2", 190, and a junior. Not only was he the leading rusher last week for Gahanna Lincoln, 17 carries for 137 yards, as you watch him pick up nearly about 9 on this play, but his father was the defensive coordinator for Bob Stewart when Bob Stewart was at Eastmore.
Very tough football family. Sean Huntley, 33, did a nice job blocking, and you could see that Gahanna's realized, as we all have, that Reynoldsburg's gearing up for that inside game as we take a measurement here, and they worked it to their advantage by going outside on that play.
Garman had a 53-yard touchdown run against Colonel White last week. He was a halfback last season, and they converted him into a fullback, and you can see that is just short by less than the length of the football. So it'll be 2nd down and less than 1 with 1:39 left to go in quarter number 1. Kind of a staccato start to this contest tonight with the injury and a couple of turnovers, and neither team, I think, has established any kind of a feel or momentum in this contest, although the Raiders seem to be a little pumped here. But that drive was not that long that they scored on. It was 2 plays, 14 yards set up by that fumble, took 51 seconds off the clock. Bowman took it in from just over 5 yards out. Klein with the kick. We stand at 7-0.
Let's go, Deep!
2nd down and less than 1. You don't think deep here, do you?
Well, that's what I was just debating on. I think you might want to try something a little bit tricky. I wouldn't run straight up the middle because you do have 3rd down. Gahanna's stacked up the middle again.
Huntley is wide to the top of the formation with single coverage there. Ayers will hand it off right up the gut, and the Lions will get the 1st down to up around the 47-yard line as Denny Delaney is on the carry for Gahanna Lincoln.
Nothing fancy. Maybe you do want to establish 1 first down. I'm not sure if it's not their very first of the game, Randy.
You know, the thing I like about Denny Delaney is you look at him, he's about 6 feet tall, 157 pounds. He's very, very fast, but for a guy of that size, he's also very physical. With that speed that he generates, he can give you a good knock.
That's right. They ran right behind Damian Hunt, the big left tackle.
1st and 10 now from the 48-yard line, and flags fly as Ayers rolls with 1:07 left.
Sorry, Damian. I may have jinxed you. I think he moved a little too soon. We're probably going to have a procedure penalty.
Referee tonight is Mark Convertine, the man that did the Sports Medicine Grant All-Star football game a couple of weeks ago. There is the false start called on the offense. Tom, some interesting games tonight along with this game. You got Brookhaven taking on Cape. You've got Cincinnati Princeton at Westerville South, and you've got Grove City going up to Massillon. That's all taking place tonight.
Speaking of Grove City Massillon, you know, the kicking game coordinator for the Greyhounds is none other than Raymond Miller.
That is scary. Oh, at Massillon, that is going to be a real trip. We were up there. You and I know what that's like. We covered the state championships. Handoff goes right up the middle. And this is Garmin still on his feet across midfield. And he is all the way down to around the Raider 46-yard line.
He runs well, Randy. Look at the way he lowers his shoulder both times to would-be tacklers and breaks through and picks up about, what, 11 of their 15 they needed.
I would call him the new age fullback because unlike a Doug Brochar, who is more of a punishing runner, when you see Garmin, he's a guy that has that power, but remember, he used to be a halfback, so in the open field, he has that speed and he knows how to elude the tackler rather than going over him. 2nd down, let's call it just more than 4 yards with 20 seconds left to go in the quarter, and again, the flags will fly.
Right, they may have shot themselves in the foot again, Randy, although I didn't really see anybody move.
We'll wait for Mark Convertine to come our way and sort out the situation here. Gahanna 1-0 on the season, Reynoldsburg 0-1. And Mark says we've got a false start again called on the offense.
Very important game, and I think that may be contributing to some of these early game jitters, as you see some of the fan club. Yeah, R-A-N-D. No, that's...
No.
Oh, I thought.
I'll tell you what, this, though, is my favorite group of students to come out and see because they love it. They love the game. Football, basketball, they cheer our names. They just have a good time with the event.
Okay. You're right, Randy.
What? You think Groveport Madison? They haven't invited us. I haven't got my invite from them. This is Delaney, and I tell you what, Denny tried to bounce it outside, and he was stood up right at the line of scrimmage.
No, nothing doing there. Creates another 3rd and long. Maybe they'll try to go back to their tight end. You'll see the big tackle on the tackle trap pulls. He didn't really get his man, and the linebackers converged as the quarter ends.
Among the linebackers there was Todd Hoffman, who is the son of the principal, Dan Hoffman, here at Reynoldsburg High School. We have played 12 minutes, and after 1 quarter, Raiders lead by a score of 7-0. Back with the 2nd quarter from Reynoldsburg High School as the sun goes down on the east side town right after this. Third down and 10 for Gahanna Lincoln as we start the 2nd quarter from the 47-yard line. Ayers looking downfield and airs it out, and the pass is either underthrown or overthrown. Take or pick. The short guy on the play was number 2, Kevin Toohey.
Little yellow flag on the field. It could have been motion or possibly something defensively. We'll have to wait and sort it out.
Tom will check the flag when I will tell you that Reynoldsburg dominated the stats in the 1st quarter. It is a procedure call on the Lions. Reynoldsburg with 61 yards to 17 for Gahanna Lincoln. The Raiders with 3 first downs, the Lions with 1. The key stat, though, 2 turnovers, both fumbles lost by Gahanna Lincoln. 15 plays run by Reynoldsburg to 8 for Gahanna Lincoln. 3 penalties, 2 against Gahanna for 10 yards, 1 against the Raiders for 10 yards.
Randy, this Reynoldsburg defense is tough enough, but when you have 3 motion penalties in the same drive, it's going to be mighty tough. They're going to have to hold their poise a little longer. And as we see this punt.
Punting situation with the ball resting at the 47. Garmin will stay in the ball game to punt with 11:55 left to go in the 1st half. Coming up at halftime, we'll be serenaded by both high school marching bands. And we will take a look at our Sports Medicine Grant players of the game from last week. There's Garmin standing back at his own 37.
Looks like the Raiders may be coming after this one.
Luke with the boot. Tell you what, it doesn't seem like the high school punters get back as deep as they used to.
I think he wished he'd been back a little bit deeper.
Looked like about a 9-yard drop, and that one will go out of bounds at around the 30-yard line. A Civil War vet returns to his small town. Such a changed man that people will begin to wonder if he really is maybe a different man. A passionate love story starring Richard Gere and Jodie Foster. It is rated PG-13. To order Summersby, call Coaxio Communications or Warner right now. Pay-per-view, an excellent movie, Summersby, with Jodie Foster. She's already won 2 Oscars. Richard Gere, He's got a beautiful wife. First and 10 from the 30.
You can see why.
Guess who got the football right up the gut for the Raiders? I think it's the one and only Jeff Bowman.
Surprise, surprise.
This is what we saw, though, from Bowman a lot last year. 28 carries, 32 carries in a game.
Heck yeah. When you have a stallion, run him. Number 42 for the Gahanna Lions, that happens to be Ed Williams, made the tackle.
Khalil Byers checking in now with a play from Bob Stewart and company. I love Khalil Byers. He's 5'3". He proves there is room for the little guy in football. I hope he catches the pass tonight. I wish the same thing for the Lion wide receivers as well. 11-14 left to go in the first half. Raiders lead 7-0. Pitch sweep going to Jeff Bowman. Tries to turn it inside, and he will squirt up to around the 38-yard line.
Pretty good job of Gahanna stringing that play out, but once Bowman hits somebody, he actually carries him for a few more yards, and that time it happened to be big Jason Clegg, who's a little bit shaken up.
Yeah, he's limping right now. Clegg limping after that play. It's going to set up a third down situation, and just about 2 with 10:49 left to go in the first half.
Well, which hole is he going to carry it through this time, Randy?
Doesn't matter. He'll find one, even if there isn't a hole. Jason Reese is wide to the bottom of the formation. The backs again from an eye. Price, remember, placing Young at fullback.
Oh,
look at
nice.
the pressure right there. A couple of Lions in there. It looked like one of the first was number 68, Gabe Saunders.
Saunders, a great job of closing down. The man over him blocked down. He's shuffled right down with him and put the pads on pads. This is the best hit of the game, but it might have been number 99.
Yep.
Which was Don McKinney.
He was there, the first to make the hit. 6'1", 200 pounds and a junior. So McKinney gets the initial hit, and Saunders helps wrap him up. So Don McKinney playing defensive end and tight end with the stop for the Lions, setting up a fourth down situation as the Lions sell out. And they stop Bowman on a crucial third down play. With 10 minutes left to go here in the first half, and it is punting time right now for Cashin and company. That is a liner. That's kicked away from Kevin Toohey, who will not have a chance to scoop it up. It will go out of bounds at the 34-yard line.
That's right, pretty darn good field position, and I really think Reynoldsburg thought they were going to get that first down and continue this drive. But that great defensive effort by McKinney is going to give Gahanna some nice field position here. Try to tie this ball game.
And just a reminder, if you want a copy of this game or any game we've done the last couple of years, all you have to do is pick up the phone and call Coaxial Sports at 236-1209. When the computer answers, punch in extension number 390. Get all the information you need to get your own copy of this contest. 9:51 left to go in the first half from the 35-yard line. This is Ayers. The pass looks like it was deflected at the line of scrimmage. Second down and 10.
Too bad for Gahanna it was, because they snuck that fullback right out in the flat. So that's Garmin. This time he was going to be the receiver, and I think the quarterback took a little bit off it. He was open.
Look at part of the sellout crowd here at Reynoldsburg High School. It's really a tribute to this community and the football program that you can have a huge crowd like this on the night of the Tomato Festival. It's taking place this weekend right here in Reynoldsburg.
That's right, and he also had the Hall of Fame induction tonight. Some pretty darn talented athletes come out of the school.
Touch on that at halftime with 9:47 left to go. Second down and 10 from the 35-yard line. Huntley wide to the bottom of the formation. They hand off and go right up the middle. And on the carry for the Lions is Garmin, the fullback, and Luke has it up to the 40-yard line.
Tried to spread them out with two wide receivers, and then I think it was Mattingly, left guard, may have pulled and trapped on that play and created a nice seam in third and short.
Tell you what, these two teams no longer in the same division of the OCC, but you sense the rivalry that is still here between this, I would call, battle of I-270 just about. Gahanna Lincoln now in the OCC Ohio, and the Raiders now in the OCC Capital. It'll be third down and 5 from the 40-yard line. That is Huntley in motion. Garmin, the lone back. He gets the pitch. Luke will not turn the corner. He is big time back at the 33-yard line. Jason Bendur does it again.
Bendur read his key. The senior shot through two would-be blockers to the right of the screen there and just knifes under the pitch. Great hit. Down goes Garmin.
Garmin tried to turn the corner. Bendur got him around the waist, and the hand slid down, but he got the hold of that ankle and made the stop back at the 33-yard line. So after that spurt for a touchdown by the Raiders of less than 20 yards after the turnover, since then it's been all defense in this contest, back and forth, and an official's timeout again. Equipment repair being made on the field with 8:37 left on the clock.
Now Bendur would have hesitated at all, Randy. He would have been blocked, but he read his key well. He saw his run key, shot right up through there, and made a big hit. Now, you know, last time Gahanna punted, the Raiders were right there when he kicked it. And I imagine they may be coming after this one, too.
The Lions have a 5-game winning streak on the line right now. They won the last 4 games of the 92 campaign in the first game this year. And during that time, the Lions have averaged 33 points on offense. So right now the Raiders have held them in check.
Like the Buckeyes, a long non-losing streak.
We will talk about the Buckeyes and your predictions on that contest in a bit. And that one is high, not that long. Fair catch called for.
Oh,
touch chance. That was touched by the Raider, I thought.
Randy
we'll see if the
so.
Lions
the ref's
get the
not
ball
sure.
at the 27-yard line. Was the ball touched? We'll see. What did you think, Tom?
I thought that he did touch it.
Okay, we'll see what happens with 8:25 left to go. Did he pull his hands back in time? He might have. They're conversing right now.
He might have pinkied it, but I don't think so.
Ooh.
Just about. See, that's football's a game of inches.
I'd like to see that one more time because it looked very, very close with 8:25 on the clock. The officials conferring right now. Take a look. Watch the hand.
Okay, look at that camera work. Yeah, nah, he couldn't have. His finger wouldn't have caused the ball to go backwards that far. Plus, he's got short hands. Now, he had longer fingers. He'd have been in trouble on that one. Although it looks to me like Gahanna's lined up on offense.
We'll see. The officials are conferring. Mark Convertine and company with the ball resting at the 26-yard line, and he comes our way and says, "First down, Lions."
Might they ask the coaxial people for the replay to get the darn true picture of this thing?
After further non-review, the play stands as called. First down for the Lions from the 26-yard line.
I think we're going to have some unhappy coaches on one side and some very happy ones on the other.
I think that normally happens at the end of a sporting event on just about any level in any sport.
That's right.
First and 10 from the 26. Do you go long right now and try to go for that quick strike? Let's see what happens.
I think so. They're in 4-down territory. They're probably going to try to ram it in there.
And they do, and Denny Delaney will pick up maybe a half yard on the play. The Reynoldsburg interior defense has really just shut down the inside running attack by Gahanna Lincoln.
That's true, and there's been several of Reynoldsburg's people who have done it, but Ben Deere has been as good as any. He's in on that play as well.
I don't give my membership card to just anybody because, you know, he's not just a member. He's the president.
Well, he's normally a middle linebacker. On that play where he shot through, he would moved out to the outside like he's going to do on this one. As you see, they're playing this as a pass type of a formation for Gahanna.
Second down and 10 from the 26. Huntley in motion. The handoff goes to Garmin. Luke right up the gut down to the 21-yard line. A pickup of 5. Third down and 5.
Good job by Gahanna Lions offense. And we have Matt James, a senior. They have another senior in Bishop as center of Evans. You'll see pretty good block in there. Weber was the man trapping.
Number 63, 5'11", 190 pounds, and a senior. And checking in now is Matt Burgoon with a play from Colin Massaros and company.
It's about 3rd and 4, but I think Hannah's approaching this as 4-down territory. So they're going to pick up 2 or 3 this time if they can.
Burgoon to the top. It is Huntley to the bottom. The handoff inside will get the ball down to around the 19-yard line. Garmin on the carry.
Decision time. Garmin ran hard. There wasn't much of a seam there. It's going to be 3rd or 4th and about 2.5.
Boy, I think you're right. 4th down and 2. And what do you do in this situation? Maybe burn a timeout and talk about it?
I definitely think so, Randy. Good call.
All right, they will burn it. So unofficially, I have each team with 1 timeout used and 2 left here in the first half.
Oh,
just a reminder, Tom, I think they're going to check 2 with the chains. It's a new original animated series from the world of Hanna-Barbera. Superstation TBS presents 2 Stupid Dogs. There's a catchy name. Follow the antics of Big Dog and Little Dog as they stumble through life, making a total mess of things. See this fun on Coaxial Communications and Warner Cable. I thought that's what we were called.
Yeah, 2 Stupid Dogs.
You're obviously the big dog.
The hot one. You're the hot one. Okay. Well, what's with this measurement, Randy? Is this a record?
It's about 2 yards short.
Well, whoever lined the field ought to take that as an insult.
It's 4th down and 2.
By the way, Ayers did a nice job of faking. He carries out his fakes real well, and sometimes he may fake both those backs and boot out all around by himself. Had he done that time, he may have still been running.
That's the strength of the Gahanna offense in the past. Remember, Bubba Kidwell and Ricky Blunt were so good at doing that. You never know who had the ball for Gahanna Lincoln. That was really what made them so effective. And then all of a sudden, you'd be watching for that, and Broshar or Hobaker would break it right up the middle for big yards. Or Hassan Bailey in the past, too. Or Dwayne Hairston, 6:43 left to go. 4th down and 2. Lions are going for it with split backs. It'll be Garmin, and he is down near the 16-yard line and should have enough for a Lion first down. Big play for Gahanna Lincoln.
Huge play, Randy, as they ran off their offensive left side. The first down it is. There's Hunt again, Weber. Don McKinney may have been in on that.
Well, I like Garmin. 6'2", 190, and a junior, and a guy that was a tailback, as we said, and still the way he hits that hole, a very punishing runner, but by the same token, once he gets free, runs like a halfback. They're going to measure. They mark it back now past the 16-yard line. So this is going to be a lot closer than we initially thought. I thought he had it easily.
Oh,
we'll see.
Yeah, he still does, but you're right.
By the length of the football. First down Lions with 6:38 left to go here in the first half. Randy Reinhardt along with Tom McDonald. Our statistician tonight is Steve Bassford. Glad to have you aboard here on Coaxial Sports. Glad to have you on Coaxial 36 on Friday nights and Coaxial channel number 33 Sundays at 12 noon.
Took a long time in that huddle. I wonder if they have something tricky. By the way, Delaney's been the lead blocker on a lot of those plays.
This time he carries the ball, trying to take it around the right side. And again, the Raiders are there defensively. He will be stacked up right at the line of scrimmage.
Sure was. Alert defensive effort. I think one of the men in there from the secondary, James DePriest, 5'8", senior.
He was there, and Todd Hoffman, the inside linebacker there again, who wrote down on his player profile that he likes fishing with his bare hands.
There you go.
You got to have fun with this. I appreciate a sense of humor.
Yeah, he shows his quickness there.
Dybel is wide at the top of the formation. That is number 33, Huntley on the wing. 5:58 left to go, 2nd and 10 from the 16-yard line. Little play action. Ayers with pressure on. The pass is batted down. I tell you, the guy that jumped up there and knocked that down was Rob Conkle, who stands 6'2". I think he's closer to 6'3". By the time he got up there, he's probably about 9'5".
Oh, great job of the defensive end. He didn't jump until the ball left the quarterback's hands. This is the boot pass. The man was open again, number 44. Garmin in the flat. They faked the sweep, the same play they ran last time. It's a patented boot pass out of the wing tee. You'll see there's the fake to the tailback. He comes around and picks up a man, but you're not getting a whole lot of protection from the left side.
That man should be jumping center for Mike Graham on the basketball team. 3rd down and 10, 5:53 left to go. He's looking, he's got a man wide open, but he does not have time. He goes down, back around the 20-yard line. You see who's wide open down at the goal line. In fact, 2 receivers wide open for Gahanna Lincoln.
Right, well, Reynoldsburg's playing tough, tight coverage and putting a lot of pressure on the quarterback, and Ayers is probably getting a little gun shy because he hasn't had very good protection at all tonight.
Burgoon and number 99, Don McKinney, wide open at the goal line. So it is now a 4th down situation and just about 14 yards to go, and now the Lions will burn another timeout and try to regroup and figure out what they're going to do. If you're talking field goal, you're talking just about 37.5 yards, and with the wind, is that a factor right now?
I think it's a big, well, I don't think anybody's going to try this long of a field goal, but you're right. To talk over a 4th down and 14 play, there aren't too many good ones. You have your choice whether you want to try to throw for part of it and have him run the rest of the way, or what we like to do on a 4th down would be to try to get some receiver who, if he would happen to catch the ball, would already have enough for the 1st down.
Reminder, coming up next week, we go to the northeast side and we pick up the action as New Albany plays host to the Trojans of Centerburg. So we visit one of the tiniest schools in Franklin County in New Albany, the Eagles taking on the Trojans. Coach Steve Benedict and company, always gracious hosts, and we'll have that one next weekend for you right here on Coaxial Sports. The following weekend, remember though, week number 4 is a wild card. We want your suggestions. Where should we go in week number 4?
A lot of excitement in the week 3. We've had some great games at New Albany, and I've certainly circled that game.
Should be a good time. And I know they're building a new high school here, and on top of that, they're building a new one at New Albany as well. 5:24 left to go. 4th down and 14. The Lions will go for it with a wing to the bottom of the formation, wide out to the top.
Shovel pass or handoff, yeah.
And it goes to Huntley, who's still on his feet inside the 10-yard line, brought down around the 9, and it looks like he's going to be shy of a 1st down by at least a yard.
Well, there's some heart speed now. That was a great call and almost worked. I don't think they got it, though. You're right, Randy. Let's give it over to the Raiders.
Watch the League Rose Cup special right there to Huntley, a play that Rice tried to run several times against Ohio State and couldn't get that pass to work effectively for them. They kept dropping it. It's going to be a 4th down situation. It looks to be short by about a yard.
Nice job by Huntley, though, wasn't it?
It was, and
Great
it will be
back to the outside, but
shy by 1 yard, so the Raiders will take over with 5:15 left in the first half.
The old bend but do not break defense. Bent, but they didn't break.
Seen that a couple times here in the first half, so Reynoldsburg will take over now. 1st and 10. You can mark it officially at their 8-yard line. Reynoldsburg last year with a record of 8-2, good for 2nd in the league. 2 years ago they were 6-4, good for 2nd in the league. 3 years ago 8-2, good for 2nd in the league. 4 years ago they were 7-3 overall, and they were 2nd in the league with league records of 6-1, 5-2, 5-2, and 6-1 respectively.
Consistent.
And that's what you get under head coach The one and only Bob Stewart as Bowman on the carry, and Bowman gets it up to about the 10-yard line. Give him 2 on the play, call it 2nd down and 8.
Where he's popped pretty good by David Adrian again, but you got to keep in mind that these defensive guards are supposed to free up that linebacker, and Clegg and Saunders have done a very nice job, along with Mooney and Tangeman, as far as keeping their men occupied to free up those linebackers to get in there and make those hits.
2nd down and 8. Clock ticks down to 4.5 left to go. Byers is wide to the bottom of the formation. Lightfoot to the top. The backs from an eye behind Martin Kovich. Guess who? Yes, it'll be Bowman again. I'm tired of saying guess who. If you see a running play, just assume it's Bowman. And Jeff is across the 20-yard line up to the 21. Enough for a Raider first down.
Darn right, and they had a guard pulling in there. I'm not sure what the number is. Maybe I'll catch it on the replay, but a nice block by number 52 there, as well as 88. Now, 63 was the man that I was impressed with on that play, Matt Mattingly.
6'1", 195, and a senior. And he helps Bowman get a first down across the 20-yard line. 4:08 left to go first half. Martin Kovich to Bowman, and Jeff is up to around the 23. We'll call it a gain of 3, 2nd down and 7.
Stopped pretty good. Phillips, I believe, was in on that tackle. And what's happening here, though, is I think Gahanna may have thought that they could hold him here and get good field position with time left on the clock. You'll see on this replay, nice hit. But as this clock keeps moving, one more first down, and Reynoldsburg will start being concerned about the clock.
Will Phillips, an interesting story, too. 6 feet, 210 pounds, and but a sophomore starting for the line. Something you don't see too often at Gahanna Lincoln High School. 2nd down, let's call it 7 from the 23-yard line. And Jeff this time will take it up off the left side. You know, it looked like he was going to be stopped at the 25. He kept spinning and twirling and worked his way all the way up to the 30 and very close to another first down.
That's right. That's that great spin move that's hard to coach. You either have it or you don't, and he has it, no doubt.
They'll mark it officially at the 29-yard line. 3rd down and 1. As checking in with the play right now is Jason Reese. And forwarding that information to Matt Martinkovich as we tick down to 3:05 left to go in the first half. I think the Raiders would love to drive it the length of the field and get a touchdown and call it a half.
I'm sure they would.
Let's see what the Lions can do defensively here. 3rd and 1. It'll be Bowman. They try to stack it inside, and he is stuffed at the 30. Let's see where they give him his forward progress.
Well, he wasn't stuffed because of the fullback's lack of effort. John Price, subbing in there, did a nice job leading on the linebacker. He tries to cut this one back, and he is popped real good.
Wow, that is Phillips again.
Phillips.
Telling you.
Sophomore.
Got a couple of good 32s at linebacker for each team. Will Phillips playing for Gahanna Lincoln High School, and Todd Hoffman playing for the Reynoldsburg Raiders. Just a reminder, a Beverly Hills masseur gets caught up in a steamy scheme of blackmail and soon finds himself framed for murder. Catherine Oxenberg, Michelle Phillips, and William Devane star in a USA world premiere movie, Rubdown. Watch this exciting movie on coaxial communications and Warner Cable. Hey, you can tell it's the first time I read these. Rubdown, eh?
You have a choice between 2 stupid dogs and Rubdown.
Let me think about this. I'll get back to you. Bowman now, 79 carries. No. 20 carries and 87 yards in the first half with 2:40 left to go. It is 1st and 10 Raiders. Enough for the chains to move with 2:35 left on the clock. And this is Jeff again. Cutting it inside across the 35. Flag is down. Bowman goes down at the 37.
Well, what Reynoldsburg's doing is putting their formation in the sideline, 2 wide men, forcing Gahanna to rotate their defense that way, and then run the sweep to the field. But they may have done something wrong.
There is Guy Van Trisken, the deadly hanky, and Mark Convertine comes our way and says, we've got a basic hold on those guys in the purple, gold, and white.
Not real surprising. I think each offense has probably been their own worst enemy tonight. Both of them stopping drives for themselves on a couple occasions.
Reynoldsburg, Tom McDonald, interestingly enough, leading this series in recent years. They have won the last 3, but remember, Gahanna really dominated this thing through the 80s. In fact, Gahanna won 5 straight before Reynoldsburg won the last 3 years by scores of 24-14 last year, 2 years ago 20-17, and 3 years ago the final was 19-7.
Now Reynoldsburg has to make a decision. Do they want to try to put more points on the board or just run out this half and go in with the lead? 2:28 left.
First down, let's call it just about 18, and this will be Bowman. Gets away from 1, 2, 3, takes 4, 5, and 6 to bring him down.
Great leg drive. That man's been in the weight room. I'm sure, though, with the coaching staffs of these two, they've all been in the weight room, and justifiably so. But nice block.
Watch the number of hits.
Yeah, he's hit pretty good there.
2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 will bring him down.
We're under 2 minutes, Randy.
And if you're Gahanna Lincoln and you hold on 2nd down, do you perhaps think about burning that last time out?
I would say, depending on how, I think if it's 3rd and 8 or more, you probably are.
Byers is wide to the bottom. That is Lightfoot to the top. 1:40 left now in the first half. Bowman again. Nothing fancy. Brought down at the 30. 1:35 left.
Well,
maybe you wait one more play.
Yeah, that's possible too, because you don't want to give Bowman a chance to carry the ball again. I think number 68 was in on that tackle. To me, it was Gabe Saunders. Good hit.
He's had a good first half for the Lions. Two-year starter, had 2 sacks last week. That went over Dayton Colonel White by a score of 35-15. It'll be a Reese to the bottom now and Lightfoot to the top with 1:09 left to go. The Raiders taking their time.
Tight coverage on those receivers. They could get deep.
Played him right up at the line of scrimmage. And the handoff goes to Bowman. Nearly breaks it, gets it up to the 39.5-yard line. And I don't know if they mark him where his knee touched. He's going to be about a half yard shy of a first down.
Interesting call. You're right. Tui, number 2 on the tackle. Look at that big escaping gap that line's given him. Oh, and the fans aren't happy. They moved it back a little bit. His knee was down. But he still haven't sent in their punter.
It's 4th down and 1, and nobody's made any kind of signal right now.
Well,
we thought the Lions might burn that timeout.
Yeah, well, Randy, I wouldn't with 4th and 1. The clock's moving. I think Reynoldsburg may wait, maybe throw a pass even, because there's only going to be about 10 seconds left when they run this play.
Jeff Bowman now is over 100 yards in the first half. 23 carries and 104 yards as the Raiders burn their second timeout. I have each team with 1 timeout left here in the first half.
Right, Randy, and interesting decision here, Reynoldsburg's part. I think there's probably more things that could go wrong on a punt at this stage in the game than going for it, especially with a man like Bowman. They may even air it out, because with 23 seconds left, the Gahanna's not going to have a whole lot of time to go the 40 yards they need to.
You think so?
I definitely do.
Wow. I would be surprised if they put it up and go long with 23 seconds left to go. But that's why you are a legendary coach in Central Ohio.
Legendary.
And I used to watch you.
Legitimate.
Say, Mr. McDonald, you were a great coach. And you'd say, thank you. What's your name, kid?
Say good players, good assistants.
And you are coaching right now. We should mention that to the folks at home. Coaching what?
Especially this week. The middle school, Groveport Middle School South Cruisers.
What grade?
8th.
8th grade. And let's get the results from this week.
We opened up with glad you asked this week. We opened up with a surprisingly victory over the Watkins Warriors, who played us real tough.
Surprising victory over Watkins Memorial. And that's the story here with 23 seconds left to go in the first half. Raiders on top of the line, 7-0. Randy Reinhardt, Tom McDonald, and Steve Bassford from Reynoldsburg High School. 4th and less than 1, and the Raiders will go for it.
And they look like they're ready to fire off the ball, too.
It will be Bowman right up the middle, still on his feet. 50 down to the 45-yard line, and the clock will stop when they move the chains. Now do you think, if you're Reynoldsburg, about lining up quickly and running again, or do you just run out the clock?
Timeout now. I don't think they're going to give it to Bowman again, though. They have to try to get 20 or so yards. They actually may have to really throw the ball, Randy.
Unofficially, I have them burning their full allotment of 3 timeouts with 18 seconds left to go here in the first half. I have the Lions with 1 left. The Raiders 0-1 on the season, as we said, lost to Fairfield. At Fairfield, we should mention, 21-7, a team that features probably, if not 2, then at least 1 Division I running backs, and that was a tough game that was tied at 7 until about 6 minutes left to go in that contest when Fairfield pulled it out to win by a score of 21-7. But Gahanna Lincoln has really impressed me. Colin Masaros has done an excellent job with his Lions as you look at them on the screen. In fact, Colin out on the field right now talking to his defense. Not only defensively, but offensively, they do a great job, better than just about any school in Central Ohio, of reloading each and every year and having that great back, and they know where to put each outstanding athlete. They know if he's a defensive back, if he's a running back, if he's a quarterback. Andy Ayers last year was a defensive back for 2 years. He was all league. This year, he's a starting quarterback.
That's one thing they do like to do, and a lot of the big schools do. If you can get a good kid as a 10th grader and put him on defense, or 11th grader, and you toughen him up, get him used to some game action, then move him to that very important quarterback spot his senior year, it usually works out and pays dividends.
Watch little 19, top of the formation, Khalil Byers. He's so small he could sneak under people. 18 seconds left. 1st and 10 from the 45-yard line. Martin Kovich is looking underneath, though. The pass is for... Oh, what a hit on Lenny.
Ouch, ouch, ouch. Doberman, you madman, you. That was a great hit, but Lightfoot bounces right back up.
Take a look at this one more time.
It's a nice pass, too, and he looked for Doberman. Boom. I can see why. I'd be looking for him now myself. Chuck Doberman, senior, 156-pound dynamite.
Not only would I not catch the pass, I would have waved it off before it came to me.
That's right. Really, they're going to have to go deeper than that on this play with 13 seconds left, or they might sweep to the field.
They might just run it out here. Reese is wide to the bottom of the formation. We'll see what happens. Martin Kovich underneath looks for Lenny Lightfoot, who stays inbounds.
Lenny, out of bounds, buddy.
and that will kill the first half.
Hey, remember, Lenny's the same guy that just got popped. A lot of guts there, coming back and making a big catch on the sideline.
Take a look.
Play action pass, good protection here. It's a little different than Gahanna's protection. This kid can throw the ball too if he has to. Puts it right on the money, and Lightfoot decided to go for it all.
And we have played 2 quarters here at Reynoldsburg High School. 1 touchdown by Bowman from just over 5 yards out. Klein adding the point after touchdown. And after 2 quarters, Raiders lead by a score of 7-0. Back with our halftime show right after this. Stay tuned. Welcome back to Reynoldsburg High School. We're at halftime. Raiders leading the Lions by a score of 7-0. Here now is the Gahanna Lincoln High School Marching Band under Jeff Shellhammer. The number they're performing is Still Rock and Roll to Me by Billy Joel. That is the Gahanna Lincoln High School Marching Band under Jeff Shellhammer in his 9th year. The assistant band directors are Diane Ballard, Chuck Miller, and Jim Boyles. The drum major is Brian Adams, and he is outstanding. The majorettes coach is Becky Samuel. The flag corps captains are Aaron Collins and Sarah Everhart. The halftime show featuring 102 musicians included a salute to rock and roll with songs Sunshine of Your Love by Cream, Layla, of course, by Eric Clapton, and Still Rock and Roll to Me by Billy Joel. Events coming up for the band. The band will be selling Lions Gold Cards, offering discounts to 15 area businesses. And Tag Day for the band is coming up. That is Saturday, September the 18th. Coming up next, we will be entertained by the Reynoldsburg High School Marching Band under Brian Stevens in his first year. The assistant band director is Lisa Galvin. The percussion instructor is Gary Sweeney. The color guard advisor is Kim Barker. The field commander is Chrissy Prater. There are 80 musicians in the band. They'll be saluting the music of John Williams here at halftime. First number is Liberty Fanfare from the ceremony celebrating the renovation of the Statue of Liberty. The second song is Theme from Raiders of the Lost Ark. The third song is Toy Planes featuring Dan Slystra on trumpet. Now, events coming up for this band. They'll be marching the Tomato Festival on Sunday. The annual Band Aid Day is September the 18th, and the first band contest for the Reynoldsburg High School Marching Band is October the 9th. Welcome Brian Stevens to the community. He was the former #1 man over at West Jefferson, now taking over the Reynoldsburg High School Band, who will entertain here at halftime. Raiders leading the Lions by a score of 7-0. The lone touchdown by Jeff Bowman, taking it in from just over 5 yards out. And Klein adding the PAT, and that's where we stand. A couple of turnovers, but the defense has really dominated in the first 2 periods. We'll see what happens in the second half of this game. Reynoldsburg with a record of 0-1 on the season. Gahanna Lincoln 1-0. But you can throw those out, as they always say, when these two teams get together here on the east side. Reynoldsburg High School Marching Band, their first number here is Liberty Fanfare. Take a look and listen. Reynoldsburg High School Marching Band entertaining here at halftime. We have played 2 quarters. The Raiders on top of the Lions by a score of 7-0. Back with the start of the second half right after this. Stay tuned. And again, our thanks to Tom Crawford and Sports Medicine Grant for their support of high school sports here on Coaxial Sports. We're at halftime. Raiders over the Lions 7-0. Always special when you come out here to Reynoldsburg High School, and they have dedicated something to the past Reynoldsburg graduates and those that have meant so much to the programs here. They have a Hall of Fame park. It's 3 stone walls out there on the hillside, and they honor people at a banquet as they induct them. The inductees are presented with an onyx clock. Now, this year's inductees are Jim Kielmeyer, Bethann Keller-Baker, Gary Shade, Lori Barr, and Dave Starling. Now, Maurice Sparky Sparks has also been honored on that wall of fame, you could call it, down there. He gets the Award of Merit. You know, Sparky has done basketball and football games, I think, since 1965. He has only missed 1 game during that time. Our thanks to Ted Frisora for the information. That shows you the tradition and spirit that is alive at Reynoldsburg High School. Time now to take a look at the first half stats for this contest. And when you look at the stats, we'll see why the Raiders are on top. And you would think, Tom McDonald, when you look at the numbers, it would be 14-0 or 21-0.
You're right, Randy. The stats definitely favor the Raiders. It's a little bit shocking that they aren't ahead by more. I didn't think it was quite that one-sided. We didn't have a passing yard by either team till that last play of the first half. So these teams are trying to do what they do best, run the football. But pretty soon, if it gets out of hand there, they're going to have to air it out.
On the ground for the Lions, Garmin 8 carries, 30 yards. Delaney 6 carries, only 3 yards. And for Reynoldsburg, Bowman 24 carries, 120 yards and a touchdown. The lone score, Martin Kovich, 1 of 2 passing for 8 yards. Ayers is not connected in 3 attempts. For the Raiders, we talked about Lightfoot catching that 1 pass for 8 yards. And third down conversions, the Raiders 3 of 7. Gahanna 0 for 5. So as we get ready for the start of the second half, Tom McDonald, you're the Lions, you're down by 7. If you're Colin Massaros, do you change anything here in the second half?
Well, I don't think on this first drive, because you're still only 1 touchdown down. But I'll tell you what, if Reynoldsburg gears up for that inside game, they're going to have to maybe go outside a little bit wider with this man right here, number 44.
That is Garmin fighting, still fighting out across the 30-yard line, getting it out to around the 32, and that's where the Lions will take over 1st and 10, 7 seconds into the second half. Remind you that in the backfield for Gahanna Lincoln, Andy Ayers is the quarterback, the fullback Luke Garmin, the halfback Denny Delaney, the wingbacks will be Sean Huntley and Bryant Maddox. They will alternate, although we've seen a lot of Sean Huntley in this contest tonight. Tangeman is a tight end along with Don McKinney. They will alternate, and Dybel and Burgoon alternate at split end. 1st and 10, mark it at the 32.
Ouch.
Wow. We have seen that kind of pressure all night, and again, it is number 32 there, Hoffman, among the first Raiders to make the stick on Garmin.
Only a junior. I don't think the ball was fumbled, or was it? You'll see. Nice firing off the football and a great hit by Hoffman. He had a little help there. Big number 77. That's Bart Day.
I think Hoffman and Day were trying to strip the ball away and trying to say that they had the ball at the bottom of the pile, but the referees say, no, sorry, it doesn't work that way. It'll be 2nd down now. Let's call it officially a loss of 1 on the play, 2nd and 11, with 11:20 left to go in the 3rd quarter.
Those 2 Raiders sure came out ready to play this half.
I tell you, they are something else. Wide out to the top, a wing to the same side, little boot.
There he is.
And Ayers looking downfield, and the man is there. Wide open, making the catch and rambling downfield. This is McKinney. Cuts it inside at the 15 and stumbles forward down to the 12-yard line. Don McKinney, 6'1", a 200-pound junior, gets the big play for the Lions.
He's been open every time, Randy. This time they had the protection. Andy Hamilton, look at that, almost gets sacked by big number 84. Good touch on the football, and now here, if he could just get 1 block. But number 22, James DePriest, never, 21, I'm sorry, that happens to be Shane Edstrom. He does not give up, makes a slide down shoestring type of a tackle, and there's 22 to help.
Conkle with the pressure on, but Ayers completes it, and McKinney gets it down to the 13 in Raider territory. 1st and 10, just 1 minute into the second half. That is Huntley in motion. And this is Garmin on the delay, and Luke inside the 10 down to the 9-yard line.
Well, that's got to breathe a breath of life to Gahanna. They have to be pumped now. This is a critical series, of course, here. And most of the critical series in the first half, the team moving in fumbled the ball. This is a nice cut back here. He does a good job of holding on to the football, too, because Reynoldsburg's popping.
Vendura is there along with help on the play by Brandon Hassan. Linebackers doing the work for the Raiders. Call it a gain of 4, 2nd down and 6. And Tom, we've talked about maybe the Lions needing to diversify. They do that early in the second half, and they have it now inside the Raider 10-yard line.
Yep, Delaney's due to carry it.
He's going to take it right, cut it inside, stumble forward to the 6. You know, if he makes that cut and keeps his balance, he walks into the end zone.
That's right. That was a good defensive play by number 48, Josh Little. You'll see. He's going to be attacked by number 66. The quarterback almost gets tackled, hands up, but look at number 48. Just break off that tackle and wrap him up.
It'll be a 3rd down situation now with the ball on the 7-yard line. Let's call it 3rd down and just about 4 with 9:45 left to go here in the 3rd quarter. Burgoon is wide to the bottom of the formation. The handoff goes to Delaney, and Denny is in for the touchdown. I love that misdirection they give you at Gahanna Lincoln High School, and Delaney takes it in for the score, and it is now 7-6 with 9:35 left to go.
Good call, the same play, and here's the right guard, number 66, pulling through there. Matt James, good kick out block, nice cutback, right where it's designed to go. 6 points, Gahanna.
And it's now time for the extra point for the Lions. On is Brian Thom, 5'10", 190, and a junior.
Well, I think whenever you're at halftime and you're behind, you always talk about the critical first possession. And Gahanna rose to the challenge, no doubt.
And if you went to get a hot dog late during halftime, you might be shocked by what has happened in the first 2 minutes and 25 seconds. Thom with the extra point. The kick is up, and the kick is good.
We're knotted.
We are knotted. A second clicked off the clock there, I just noticed. We stayed tied. Now it's 7 apiece. 7-7 the score. 9:34 left to go in quarter number 3, and Gahanna Lincoln looking to go 2-0 on the season. Raiders trying to even their record at 1-1.
They doubled their stats, Randy, on that drive, I'm pretty sure.
Wow. Well, they started that drive at their own 32-yard line, so they picked up 68 yards of offense right there. Most of it on the arm of Ayers to McKinney, who caught that pass and rambled all the way down to the 13-yard line, and we are tied at 7 each.
Got us a ball game.
Talking about Reynoldsburg High School out here, and we talk about what they do athletically, but academically they are second to none. Reynoldsburg High School hosted over 1,000 visiting educators in 92-93 to view innovations designed to improve teaching and learning. Visitors came from around the Midwest and as far away as Japan and Germany. And in fact, right now they're in the process of combining what was this campus-style high school into one large building, and it is going to be a mega high school. So well done, so beautiful. New additions include 21 general classrooms, a media center increased from 4,000 square feet to 10,500 square feet, 6 science classrooms with prep areas, 2 computer classrooms, a home tech classroom, a lecture space seating 100, elevator, lockers in the corridors, air conditioning, you name it, it will have it, and it will be done at the end of the school year. And there's a boot that is scooped up by Bowman at the 6-yard line. Jeff to the 15, up to the 18-yard line, and brought down right now by number 4 for the Lions, Chuck Dauberman, and the Lions look to be pumped right now on D.
All right, we've already seen Dauberman hit viciously. This time he made a great open field tackle.
And just a reminder that every Saturday afternoon you can enjoy top college gridiron action, not originally available in our local market from ABC Sports and ESPN. Besides its normal coverage of college football on its local affiliate, ABC brings more NCAA college football to coaxial and Warner subscribers during the 12-week season. Pay-per-view games will be live ABC telecast with the ABC announcers. You can call Coaxial and Warner for more information, as Reynoldsburg will take the ball on first down and keep it on the ground and get it up across the 20-yard line. Looked like, was it number 47, John Price, on the carry?
I thought Price might have led for Bowman.
I didn't see it because I was reading the little tease there.
Yes, I think so, and a nice job closing down by Don McKinney, the man who caught that big pass.
So you want to get that pay-per-view, don't you, for college football? That's a great way to spend your Saturday afternoon if you don't see a game you like locally on Channel 6.
Great innovation.
Call Coaxial and Warner and get the game that you want. 8:40 left to go in quarter number 3. In fact, last week they had Stanford and Washington as one of the pay-per-view games. I know the Buckeye fans would have liked to have seen that. Look at Bowman. He likes to see the goal line, and he's nearly going to work his way there. Up across the 30, across the 35 to the 36-yard line, and along for the ride was number 2, Kevin Toohey.
He's been there a lot tonight, Randy, saving some touchdowns, Toohey. But a nice block by the new fullback, Price. You'll see. Him, 47. Look at that kick-out block. Cuts right up the seam. Looks like he may have clear sailing. This man's been in the weight room, too. A good job of hanging on to the shoulder pad. Saving a touchdown.
1st and 10 from just past the 36-yard line. 8:21 left to go in quarter number 3. Again, the backs from an eye. That is Price and Bowman. Fires wide to the bottom of the formation. Here's Bowman around the right side. Plenty of room. 40, 45. Jeff, midfield. Bowman, 45, 40. All the way down to the Lion 39-yard line. Stop made on the play by number 38, Jake Henry.
Are the Raiders answering back, Randy? This is a great job of cutting the ball back inside. You'll see it's designed to go inside or outside, depending on what the defensive end does. And number 99 breaks to the outside, so Bowman breaks to the inside. And there's the end of the run where he makes a nice...
Look at Byers with the block.
Yep.
Staying with it, too, and he winds up on top of the pile.
Good hustle. Henry makes a tackle.
1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. 7:57 left to go in quarter number 3. And it will be the fullback this time, Price, who will get it down to the 36-yard line. We have a medical update. The latest information we have now on Jeff Young was possibly a dislocated ankle. Remember, he left the field early in this contest via a squad and was transported, I would assume, probably from this vantage point to perhaps Mount Carmel East. And the latest word we had was a dislocated ankle. So hopefully he will rest and recuperate and be in a uniform in the not too distant future, because he means so much to this Raider football team, and the Young family means so much to Reynoldsburg football, period. 2nd down, and let's call it just about 9 from the 37-yard line. Little play action. Martin Kovich looking. The man is wide open, in and out of the hands of Lenny Lightfoot.
Nice play action. Good call. Unbalanced line. They've run to the left. They've run to the right from that formation. You'll see play action pass, good protection, and he had some clear sailing. He knows he wishes he could have that opportunity back. He will. He'll get another chance.
That scoring drive for Gahanna was 5 plays, 68 yards, took 2:18 off the clock. Delaney, a 7-yard run. Baum added the kick, and we are knotted at 7 apiece, but the Raiders driving 3rd down and 9 from the 37, 7:16 left to go. Lightfoot is now wide to the bottom of the formation.
Yeah.
On the delay, this is Bowman, 35, Bowman 30. Bowman working his way outside and giving ground, and he's going to be about 1.5 yards or 2 shy of a 1st down.
Keeps those legs driving. It looked like he might have been able to get the 1st down, but he tried an extra cut, get stopped. It's a nice job of cutting the ball back to the left against the grain, and now he's going to try to cut back to the right. Breaks a tackle right, or actually a spin move, but you'll see the defensive backs of Gahanna are very good this year. Number 2, number 4. All flying around the
Tui
football.
and Doberman again there to make the hit, adding that up. 2 and 4, you only get 6, but they hit like they weigh about 600 pounds.
No doubt Maddox is the other corner.
We've seen some secondary guys that go about 160 that hit like they are defensive linemen. 4th down and just less than 2. The Raiders will go for it. Martin Kovich on a mix-up in the backfield will go down back at the 36-yard line.
Big defensive stand by Gahanna. You're right, though, Randy. It was a mix-up. That play never had a chance of getting off the ground.
So the Lions dodge a bullet, and they will take over 1st and 10 from their own 36, 6:27 on the clock in quarter number 3. And you saw Tui getting some congratulations among other Lion players, and he deserved it on that drive. He made a couple of big tackles, one, I think, that saved a touchdown.
Sure did.
1st and 10 Lions now from their 36. Here's giving it off to Garmin. Look at Garmin, 50. Look, 40. He could go 30. Garmin to the 20, 1 man to beat. Garmin to the 10, and he has brought down a great recovery for the Raiders on the play to make the stop. It looks like it's number 22 making the hit. That would be James DePriest.
Big plays, Randy. The first one was a pass. This one's a run, putting Gahanna right back in the ballgame. You'll see it's just a trap up the middle. He breaks a tackle there, gets to the outside. This kid runs low to the ground. He's got great balance. Switches the ball to the outside arm. He's accelerating. Of course, he's a fullback, played hard. This DePriest kid never quits. This is the 2nd time he saved a touchdown. Wards off a blocker there and runs him down about the 7.
So it'll be 1st down and goal from officially the 5-yard line, as DePriest did a good job of playing off the block of Huntley. Lions, though, threatening to take the lead after trailing not too long ago, 7-0. Delaney, the same play they scored on, tries to cut it inside, and this time he's hogtied after a gain of maybe 1 on the play.
That's right, Bart Day's been playing a very good game. We have a late penalty, Randy. We have a very late penalty.
What a run by Garmin, 59 yards.
I hate to see this so late if it's something like a foul word or...
There's a conversation right now between a couple of Raiders. You can see that Scott Kravchuk talking to Jeff Bowman and Mark Convertine talking to his officiating brethren right now, and coming our way to tell us absolutely nothing right now.
Dead
talking
ball,
to the bench right now. Calling a personal foul, perhaps? Dead ball,
yes.
Personal foul against Reynoldsburg.
My. Well, it's not quite
and one against Gahanna. They will offset. It's kind of the basic warning. I'm telling you right now to stop it.
Yeah, we saw this getting this backyard rivalry, and you can expect a little bit of, friendly competition, but
and not so friendly competition.
there you go.
They want to win. The cheerleaders are trying to cheer on the Raiders right now. The Lion cheerleaders doing their part along the far side lines as well. Everybody's #1 right now. You still have a chance after week 1 of the season.
Doesn't look to me like Delaney's in there on this particular play, which is somewhat unusual. That usually would mean then that maybe Luke Garman, the junior, may. Oh,
Ryan Maddox is in there right now, it looks like. And now Mark Convertine is coming over to explain the situation. I think perhaps Colin Massaras is saying, hey, I saw you signal to one sideline, and I want to see what's going on. I wonder if anybody got any kind of message or something like that. And Convertine now communicating with Colin Massaras and explaining the situation to him right now.
And then they got Delaney back in the meantime.
So it'll be 1st and goal again from the 5-yard line. Although if that was a dead ball, would that play have counted to be 2nd down and goal?
You definitely should be 2nd down.
That's what I'm thinking right now. And now they change it. They heard us.
Yep.
2nd down and goal from the 5-yard line.
Not much going inside.
As Tom said, Delaney is back in there. Backs are split. And this time on the keeper, it is air spinning, twirling, and maybe gaining a yard and a half on the play. Stop made.
Whoa.
By number 46 for the Raiders, Jason Bendur.
Gutsy call there because it was a design pass. They had 3 receivers open, but you're not going to have time to throw the ball with this hard rush. You can't even have time when they're expecting a run. He's sure not going to have time when they're down there on the goal line.
So it'll be 3rd down and goal now from the 4-yard line. Now, Tom, just thinking ahead, this is not 4-down territory, is it? Or are you going to go for the field goal and go up 10-7?
I think if they have any kind of a kicker, they're going to kick the field goal. Maybe dive to the right here and put it in the middle of the field.
We'll see what happens. 3rd down and goal from the 4. This is Delaney trying to take it in, and he is in for the touchdown. 5:05 left to go, and the Lions take a 13-7 lead. Boy, Denny did not give up at the goal line, did he?
He
Take
sure
a look
did.
one more time.
But you can see, Randy, a nice kick-out block, number 66, James. And as he cuts back to the seam, he gets hit pretty good there. Almost stood up, but he hits in, and the signal had already been given.
You were in the Raiders secondary for that touchdown. 13-7 the score now, 5:05 left to go. And one more time, Brian Thom is on to attempt the extra point.
Yeah, I think he's probably relieved a little bit, Randy, that he wasn't having to kick for the go-ahead 3 points. Now he's just going to notch on another one.
There's the snap. The kick is up. Plenty of leg, and it is good. So in just about 7 minutes of play in the 3rd quarter, Gahanna has answered with 2 touchdowns to take the lead from the Raiders by a score of 14-7.
That's right, Randy. Big plays.
And just a reminder, it's the Football Highlight Show viewers tune in for HBO's Inside the NFL. It's returning for its 17th year. Catch all new episodes and behind-the-scenes looks at the pro football players you cheer and jeer each week on cable television's longest-running and most successful sports series. Ours is in 2nd, by the way. Don't miss Inside the NFL. Call Coaxial Communications or Warner Cable and order HBO today. I tell you what, I love to watch that. Dawson, Bonacani, Collinsworth down through the years do an excellent job. Some great features on that show. I just like to watch that. You get a vantage point that you don't get in the weekly shows that you get on CBS and NBC on Sunday afternoon. They have an hour. You get to see a lot of highlights and some features you don't normally see.
How true.
Thank you. And Tom, right
now, they even
now,
predict the outcomes of some of those
they
games,
do,
which I'm not sure.
I wonder about that, though. They never pick the Browns. They'll learn. The Raiders have seen Gahanna just come back here early in the 2nd half and score 2 touchdowns. If you're Reynoldsburg, you're only down by a score, but does Bob Stewart see something that he has to adjust either offensively or defensively right now?
Well, Reynoldsburg's got a nice offense, Randy. They just have to be consistent. They have been the more consistent offense, actually, but Gahanna's made 2 big plays, 1 on each of their last touchdown drives.
Garman with the kick. Plenty of leg. And we've got a whistle, I think, stopping play with 5:05 left, and we will sort out this situation. We have had our share of flags in the first 2 weeks of high school football action here on Coaxial Sports.
Yep. Pre-season or first part of the season jitters, Randy, and this one's an offside penalty.
It's a procedure call against Gahanna Lincoln.
Back them up.
Yep, mark it back 5. So the Raiders with a break here. And just a reminder, too, if you have a question, a comment, if you enjoy high school sports on Coaxial Sports, drop us a line. We would love to hear from you. There's the address. Coaxial Sports, Sports Director, 3770 East Livingston Avenue, Columbus. Our zip is 43227. A question, a comment, a game you would like to see on cable this year, drop us a line. I don't care if you wrote us in the past. We'd love to hear from you. You are our rating system. That's why we have stayed alive for 11 years. We've been alive, and it's all because of you. You make it happen. Garman has it teed up now at the 35, and we'll try this one more time.
Better kick.
Bowman sneaks up to the 15-yard line. Jeff right up the gut to the 25-30. Plenty of speed. Oh, one man away from breaking that as he goes down around the 38-yard line.
I think Ray Hamilton, the junior, may have tripped him up at the last minute, but like you say, Randy, he was about a shoestring away from going the distance. Nice catch. I think the wall was set up to the right, but he decides to come back to the middle. It's a nice block, and there it was, number 30 with a shoestring saving tackle.
1st and 10 now for the Raiders from the 38-yard line. 4:54 left to go, and for the first time in this contest, they are trailing by a score of 14-7. Bowman left, Bowman right. This time Bowman left, and Bowman up to the 46-yard line. And my, how things have changed offensively. Total offense. Remember how the Lions were being outgained big time by the Raiders? Right now, before that play, it was Raiders 176 yards total offense to the Lions 163.
Couple big plays will do that for you, Randy.
A gain of, let's call it 7 on the play. 2nd down and 3. The ball resting at the 46-yard line. Jason Reese is wide to the bottom of the formation. Lightfoot down here as well. Martin Kovich rolling this way, dumping it to Bowman at midfield, and Jeff is down to the 45-yard line.
Good call. Just another way to get Bowman the football.
On that last drive, it was 4 plays, 64 yards, took 119 off the clock. Delaney, a 4-yard run. Thom added the kick, and we stand at 14-7 in favor of Gahanna Lincoln High School. Everybody thinks you're somebody important here. We got all the people coming up here to talk to you.
Yeah, they wanted to know, this pretty girl wanted to know what number of the 50-50 raffle. I know it's something fishy.
No, I bet that was the number she wanted. Don't kid me.
Here's their sweep left.
Notice how he changed the subject. 1st and 10. Jeff will take it inside, and Bowman has stood up right around the 43-yard line.
Good line play, both interiors, offensively and defensively. We got some physical kids out there, some kids that have paid the price, hit the weights, and
she was snickering about her Snicker bar.
Nice ears or whatever. What was that?
Part of the Reynoldsburg High School marching band and drill team performing here at halftime. Both bands an outstanding job.
Yes.
I'll tell you, Jeff Shellhammer too does a great job with Gahanna Lincoln in his 9th year. They are second to none. A gain of, let's call it officially 2, 2nd and 8. Mark it at the 43 in Lion territory. Pitch. Bowman left side. 41, 40, 39, 38, 37, 36. That's the way he does it. Stops, changes direction, looks for the gap, and then squirts through.
And you'll see Tony Martin and Ryan Four, 2 good blocks. And here's number 47 as well, Price. He's getting some good blocking, Bowman, and boy, with a little good blocking, the way he runs the football, no wonder they gain 8 or so every time.
I'll tell you something, you got to really take your hat off to John Price for the job that he has done coming on to relieve Jeff Young, who was injured earlier at fullback in this contest. Lightfoot now moves out wider on a 3rd down and just about 1 with 2:40 left to go in the 3rd quarter. And now they move Bowman back to the I-back.
So they give it to him a little deeper.
Let's see if he can get
Ouch.
it. No, he has stood up a yard behind the line of scrimmage. 3 Lions in there. Take your pick. Among them, number 42, Ed Williams.
And Jeff Tangeman was another one, number 88, playing solid both ways. And Reynoldsburg changing their tune a little bit here. They may be punting.
Tangeman's done a great job tonight. Another guy that Tom talked about, plays defensive end and tight end, and just had a solid contest, as has Gabe Saunders up front in this game for Gahanna Lincoln. So a 4th down situation and just about 2, and the Raiders are showing punt, maybe trying to play that field position game and pin the Lions back deep.
They might shift too, try to draw them offsides. No,
They'll boot it. And it is a kick that will bounce inside the 20, inside the 15, and down around the 11-yard line. Good kick by Cashin, who will kill it right at the 11. So with 1:47 left to go, the Lions get it back.
All right, great field position is no longer what Gahanna has, Randy. They're backed up, and they're going to have to move this football, or Reynoldsburg will be able to have a good opportunity.
Just a reminder, if you want a copy of this game or any game we have done in the last couple of years, all you have to do is pick up the phone. It is that easy, and say, hey, I'm going to dial 236-1209. When the computer answers, punch in extension 390. You'll get all the information you need to order a copy of this game. And we go back the last couple of years. I wish we kept the games from like 1984, though, going back a full decade. See when we had long hair, or when you had hair, Tom, for that matter.
There you go. Look at that.
Look at Garmin all the way up to the 25-yard line, but a flag is down back at the 10-yard line. We could be going back.
I think so. That flag was early, and even before the play started.
Garmin has been a force in this contest, especially here in the second half. We talked about the fact that he was a halfback last year, converted to a fullback, and you can see it is a procedure call against the Lions, and of course the Raiders will take it, and he just does a great job running the football for the Lions.
Right down here, they don't need much. They really are disappointed in that play. I'll tell you, Denny Delaney, who scored the touchdown, is leading on that play. He's not only a runner, he's a heck of a blocker as well.
Well, basically, you've got two halfbacks then, or two tailbacks, in essence, in your backfield with guys that can run like that. And see that little guy on the left? He's another cash.
Right.
Yet another grandson of Coach Bob Stewart. Another future Raider football player right here at Reynoldsburg High School. And Bob will still be coaching then, too.
Darn right.
That is Huntley in motion with 1:15 left to go. First down and long. And I tell you what, the Lions go absolutely nowhere. This is what the Raiders are looking to do. That's why they punted, Tom, I think, to pin the Lions back inside their own 10-15 and then try to get the ball back in excellent field position.
Right, they were lucky not to have that ball squirt loose, but of course they had that first down nullified by a motion penalty, and that's really set them back now, and they're getting close to their own goal line.
Delaney is stuffed right around the 5-yard line. Call it officially the 4. It'll be second down and just about 17.
Is their passing formation? I'm a little surprised. Well, I'm sure they have some runs out of it.
They've got 3 men now wide to the bottom of the formation, and they will take it up the middle, and that is Garmin, and Garmin breaks it to around the 8-yard line.
Give the punter a little room, Randy. Third down, I don't think they're going to get too greedy here.
Chad Vanderveen helping to make the stop on the play for the Raiders.
They do have Don McKinney, who caught a huge pass.
That is a tough-looking Raider football player along the near sidelines. Couldn't tell if that was maybe Scott Castle, 58 or not. We're ticking down to 5 seconds, 4, 3. Let's see if they get off one more play before the end of the quarter. They will not. The end of the quarter just beat the snap, and after 3, what a comeback by the Lions. Down 7-0 at the half. They scored 2 touchdowns, and after 36 minutes of play, Gahanna Lincoln on top by a score of 14-7. Back with the fourth quarter here on Coaxial Sports. Right after this. Reynoldsburg High School, third down and just more than 13. The Lions will keep it on the ground in the person of Denny Delaney, and he'll be stopped around the 9-yard line. So Tom McDonald, the Raiders, get what they want. They force the Lions deep and force them to punt from their own end zone.
That's right, Jason Bender on the stop. And here, they may go after the punt, but if they block it out of the end zone, they'd only get 2 points. They may try to hold them up because they should have good field position about the 40-yard line or 30. Plus 40 or 30 after this punt anyway.
Garmin now has 11 carries in this game for 96 yards. Unofficially, Bowman, 32 carries, 186 yards. But the Raiders are down by a touchdown. And Garmin standing about 3 yards deep in his own end zone.
Looks like they are coming after him. They almost roughed him once, too.
There's the kick. He gets it off. He's spun around. He does not go down. It will hit at the 34 and exit stage left.
Better pick up that ball.
By number 11, Eric Dybel.
Now the whistle blows, right. He should pick that ball up, Randy, once you touch it. The returning team could have advanced it. Great field position. 4 down territory. Let's see what they can do.
And just a reminder, it's a new original animated series from the world of Hanna-Barbera. Superstation TBS presents Two Stupid Dogs. Yes, Two Stupid Dogs. Follow the antics of Tom McDonald, Big Dog, and Randy Reinhardt, Little Dog, as they stumble through life making a total mess of things. See this fun show, Two Stupid Dogs, on Coaxial Communications and Warner Cable.
That's a definite don't miss.
That is. First and 10, and on the handoff, they'll give it to Price, the fullback, and he'll get it down to maybe the 33-yard line.
This is a basic play in both offenses, the isolation play. They call it because you isolate a linebacker with your halfback and lead the fullback in there. The guard and tackle to that side, X block or cross block, and they've been doing a nice job of that all night.
Raiders are winning the stats but losing the game. After 3 quarters, 9 first downs for Reynoldsburg, 5 for the Lions on the ground. Reynoldsburg 184, Lions 107. Through the air, Lions 57 yards, Raiders 17 total yards. Reynoldsburg with 201, and Gahanna Lincoln with 164. The Lions have turned it over a couple of times. 40 plays for Reynoldsburg to 31 for Gahanna Lincoln. Officially, we had that as a muff on that one punt. Remember in the first half, Tom, so that did not count as a turnover.
Good call as a pass. They're going deep.
Martinkovich looking long. He's got a man there, but also coverage, too. Looking on the play for number 89, Jason Reese. Coverage on the play by Chuck Doberman.
And Day was in there all over the quarterback. You know, Reynoldsburg's had the best protection tonight, even though the big pass went to Gahanna. That time there was some heat on, but it was just overthrown.
Good pressure applied by Gahanna Lincoln with 10:19 left to go. It'll be a third down situation now, and the ball resting at the 33-yard line. What play do you call here?
don't know, but you better block Jason Clegg. He was almost in there that time.
Fire is way wide to the top. Picked up by Doberman.
How about a sweep to the right or a halfback pass? Or they had that reverse once.
You got a wing that way, but you've also got a flag now, and you might need
less.
5 yards more or 5 yards less. We'll find out as the officials sort this out. Judging by the applause we see by the Raider interior line, could be an encroachment call, perhaps called on Gahanna Lincoln. Mark Convertine says we've got encroachment on the defense.
Tried to get that little face mask too far in front of that football.
I would think now, Tom McDonald, you're definitely in 4-down territory.
Right, I would change the play if I hadn't already decided to give it to Bowman. He would be carrying it now.
The ball is at the 27-yard line. They need to get it down to the 24. It is 3rd down and 3. This is Bowman trying to take it outside, and he's not going to do it. Great stop made on the play by number 38, Jake Henry.
Well, that was a super stop, Randy, because the tight end for Reynoldsburg did a super job of blocking. That's big number 88, Tony Martin, 245-pounder. He had his man, but nothing doing. They're supporting cast, and now we've got the biggest play of this game so far.
Well, you can't fake with your midsection that often, so he just followed his midsection. He made the big hit. It is 4th down now and just more than 4 yards to go with 9:45 left to go here in the 4th quarter. Let's see what the Raiders decide to do.
They ran a reverse in a similar situation.
Martin Kovich rolling, looking. He's got a man. The pass is incomplete, in and out of the hands of Lenny Lightfoot, so the Lions will take over on downs.
Well, it's thrown a little behind him, and really that would have been a great catch had Lightfoot held on. He was open. Good call. The delay route was open, and he could ramble all the way in the end zone if he would have caught it, but the ball was a little behind him. Would have been a great catch.
So Gahanna Lincoln will take over 1st and 10 from the 28-yard line with 9:33 left to go as Lenny comes off the field, and he and Martin Kovich having a conversation right now about the route.
Yep, they realize that they could have timed it up a little better. And they may come back to that before it's over.
Andy Ayers brings him up to the line of scrimmage with 2 backs in the backfield. There's Huntley on the wing. He's been there most of the night for the Lions. Handoff goes to Garman right up the middle. He's still on his feet across the 30, and he will get it up to around the 33, 34-yard line.
Right, good leg drive, Randy. And if you can get 5 or 6 yards on 1st down like they did, as you see, nice kick-out trap block by 63, the guard, and he runs right through the middle. That 4-4 defense, there's a little soft spot right over the center, and Gahanna's taking advantage of it.
Luke Garman will pick up just about 5 on the play. We'll call it 2nd down and 5. Motion, no flag. Garman trying to turn the corner, and he will maybe gain 1 on a play where it looked like a Raider defender who was already down helped to make the stop.
Good job by what Reynoldsburg did was put an extra linebacker down right over the center, and it was designed to go inside. He tried to bounce it outside, and if I'm not mistaken, looked to me like Rob Conkle, the defensive end, who's played solid tonight, didn't get sucked in and made a nice tackle.
He's already deflected a pass in this contest tonight. 3rd down and 5. Big play now for the Raider defense with 8:30 left to go in this contest. Down by a touchdown. Huntley in motion. Ayers looking. Got a man, Delaney.
Oh,
got
yes.
the football at the 42, out to the 43, and he's got the 1st down.
Great job by the quarterback of holding his poise. Ayers jump pass, more or less. He was being pressured like he has been all night. From the top of the screen, you see, here they come. He jumps up, delivers it right on the money. Delaney with a nice catch, and then a good hit by Reynoldsburg's 1-2 combination we've seen tonight.
Who is Andy Ayers? Fran Tarkington with that jump pass there?
It looked like it. Anderson Dupriest on the tackle.
Haven't seen a jump pass in a couple of years in high school football.
No, and that's not usually designed for that type of a play either, but he's been getting rushed and had a couple tips, so he said, hey, it's not going to happen this time. Big 3rd down.
Great athlete. Dybel is wide to the top, wing to the bottom. Backs are split, and trouble with the exchange.
Well, I don't know.
Looks like Ayers keeps the football.
Yeah, they whistled it dead right when he had it first, so he's going to call it a loss of a couple yards.
There's Ray DiColo. We talked about what a legend he is, talking to some of his players right now and going over some things.
All right, we're making some adjustments because although time isn't quite a factor yet, we're under 7.5 minutes, and it's soon to be.
They're going to call it officially a loss of 1 on the play. We'll make it 2nd down and 11. The ball resting at the 41. 7:28 left to go. 4th quarter. Gahanna Lincoln leading Reynoldsburg by a score of 14-7. Lions with 2 touchdowns in the 3rd quarter to take the lead. Again, that is Huntley in motion. And this is Delaney. And he is up to maybe the 43-yard line.
Little counter didn't fool the Raiders. They stayed at home. They realized Gahanna's kind of in control here, and they're probably not going to do anything stupid like throw a risky pass except maybe on third down.
You got to take your hat off as you look at the replay to a number of guys interior defense-wise for Reynoldsburg, like Bart Day, Dave Malone, Jave Jenkins, Scott Castle, Todd Hoffman, and Jason Bendor all doing a great job in the middle for the Reynoldsburg Raiders defensively tonight. It'll be 3rd down and 10 back at the 43-yard line. Do you pass it one more time?
I think they might sweep it to Delaney on that play they scored their touchdown on, but they might throw it to the fullback.
We'll see. No, they're going to bring the wingback around.
Not a good move.
I tell you what, Huntley was lucky to keep the football after the collision with Ayers. He got the ball, but had to give ground back to the 39, so the Raiders hold on defense.
Dangerous call and big loss. They should get real good field position at about the 6-minute mark.
And each team, Tom McDonald, I have with their full complement of 3 timeouts in the second half.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting. This punting game has not been a factor yet, but although I will say that Reynoldsburg's rushed the punter both 3 or 4 times, Garmin, and he's had some short punts. It could either be a block punt or it could be a roughing the punter. If it's either one of those, the team that benefits would really have the inside to hand.
Let's see what happens. The pressure's on. He gets it away. It is DePriest at the 29, at the 30, at the 35, at the 38. Oh! All the way up to the 39. He earned the 10 yards on that return.
He sure did. That's going to be in a very important 10. Great field position now.
James DePriest taking a couple of hits and just dodging a couple of guys. Look at that. Oops.
Boy, I'm glad they're lucky to stay off that punter, too. It was a good punt under that duress. He makes a nice run here. He's a pretty spunky kid. He's made some nice tackles tonight. Look at him break a few tackles of his own there before his own man actually destroys a few people.
Brandon Hassan came in with a guy on a mission, it looked like. 1st down and 10, play action. Martin Kovich looking underneath, pass is overthrown. Looking on the play for Lightfoot. Was that the same
that
play?
That was, Randy. That sure was. It looked almost the same, bringing him across the grain. Nice call there. It was open before that. Actually, it was defense much better this time.
Got to remember, too, that we talked about Khalil Byers only being 5'3". Lenny Lightfoot is no Wilt Chamberlain, standing only 5'6". So a couple of short guys, and it's got to be a tough target for a guy like Martin Kovich to find.
But he's already made a big catch today at the end of the 1st half, and I think they're going to go to him before this one's over again.
Reese is wide to the bottom of formation. Lightfoot comes that way now at 2nd and 10. Ball on the 39. 5:28 left on the clock. And again, the Raiders to put it up underneath. It goes to Bowman. 40, 45. Bowman up to the 46-yard line. It's going to be 3rd down and 3 for the Raiders.
That's a nice play, Randy. It's a flood route. Ed Williams made a good hit, but what you do is you send 2 speedsters deep, your 2 wideouts, and then you shoot Bowman kind of through the line of scrimmage there. Normally he blocks. Now he just sifts through there, makes a nice catch, and a good tackle.
Kind of mirroring the Lions on offense, throwing to the backs like this.
That's right.
3rd and 3. Let's see what they do. Byers goes to the top. Wing to the top, backs from an eye. 4:52 left to go. Bowman, and he is knocked down right at the 47-yard line. Just waiting for him was number 32, Will Phillips. And let me say again, he is just a sophomore starting at linebacker for the Lions.
Yeah, and that time he was actually an outside end or linebacker blitz. No one picked him up. He came down hard and flat to the inside and made a big hit. Looks like Bob Stewart's chosen to go to the punt and have his defense go to work and hold these Lions and get one last shot to tie this thing up.
And Cashin throwing down what? Are those shoes he's got back there at the 35-yard line?
I think they're lineman gloves, Randy, but whatever they are, they weigh a few pounds. I wouldn't want to be carrying around.
They are his gloves. I thought he was carrying his shoes out there. Cashin with a good snap will get it off from the 40. It will hit at the 20. 5-yard line, roll past the 20 and down inside the 20 to around the 17-yard line. So again, the Raiders have backed up the Lions. Can they hold them one more time with only 4 minutes left on the clock? Just a reminder that great entertainment can be found on cable TV. A Civil War vet returns to a small town. He finds some things have changed, and some people think that he has changed. People wonder, is he a different man? A passionate love story starring Richard Gere and Jodie Foster. It's rated PG-13. It is called Summersby. To order it, call Coaxial Communications or Warner Cable right now. An outstanding movie on pay-per-view. It's called Summersby.
She will always love him.
Think so?
She said.
I don't know. We'll find out. Order it on pay-per-view, and you'll know the answer.
Delaney.
1st and 10 from the 17-yard line.
Oh.
Nope. It is Garmin. Luke is out across the 20 to the 21-yard line.
It's interesting because when they got down there near the goal line, they gave it to Delaney almost consistently. And now in between, when they're going from, say, 20 to 20, their man is Garmin.
Guy that carried the ball more than 10 times last week, too, did a great job for Gahanna Lincoln in their win over Colonel White by a score of 35 to 15. Carried the ball 17 times last week for 137 yards. The clock, the story right now, 3:07 left to go. Will the Raiders gamble on defense? The handoff goes inside. It is Delaney up to the 21-yard line. Do you think about burning a timeout now, or do you save them?
I think you save them to see if they get one first down, Randy, because it'll be critical if you use your timeouts and they do get a first down that you won't be able to stop the clock and get the ball back.
Mark it up to the 22-yard line. We'll call it 3rd down and 5. It could be the play of the game.
You're right.
Coming in with that play is Matt Burgoon from head coach Colin Massaris. Colin's got his son on the team, we should add, too, Jeff Massaris.
Is that right?
Great little halfback, 5'9", 115, but a sophomore.
Well, let's see what we've got here.
2.5 left to go. The play of the game so far, 3rd down and 5 from the 22-yard line. The handoff goes right up the middle.
Fumble.
There's a fumble on the play. The Raiders have it. Forget about the punt.
Wait, yep, it's just been signaled.
Guess who's got it?
Oh, my, unbelievable.
We're going to keep it in the family. We were talking about the son of Colin Massaris. We'll talk about the grandson of Bob Stewart. Terry Cashin comes up with the football.
Huge turnover, and let's talk about the decision to punt the football, Randy, and let your defense go to work. You'll see it, and I think number 77 caused and recovered that fumble.
Maybe it was 77 coming up with the football. I think you're right. That would be Bart Day. Bart had a career in one game that we did on cable TV here.
The fans are
in the
pumped.
recent past. 1st and 10 for the Raiders from the 21. The pitch goes to Bowman, looking for an opening. He cannot turn the corner, waiting for him, and turning on the afterburners was number 52, David Adrian.
Yes, Adrian in the middle is a tough man. You try to get your center to block him, there's no way. He reads too well. There's Big Day. Look at that. That's night and day put together.
It is. That's about a week right there.
There you go.
So Day, the man in there. And it's going to be 2nd down and 12 now for the Raiders. So ball resting near the 24-yard line. 1:44 left to go. Well, it's touchdown, I guess extra point to tie. It comes down to this.
Now this is a reverse formation where they would send Lightfoot all the way across to the right.
Reese wide to the bottom. Play action. They look. They look. They look. There is Lightfoot. The pass is overthrown. You called it, Tom.
Just about there. And like you say, not a real big target, but I think you might see another pass here.
Clock down to 1:26 left to go in the 4th quarter. Martin Kovich getting another play from head coach Bob Stewart. What do they do here? Down by 7 points.
Has Garmin played much defense, Randy?
Not a whole lot.
He's in there now. You can tell it's crunch time.
Playing at a linebacker slot. It's going to be 3rd and just more than 12 with 1:26 left to go. Martin Kovich going
screen.
Oh. And the receiver has to go down to the ground to catch the football. And that is number 86, Chad Vanderveen, and it's going to be an incomplete pass, and it'll be 4th down. So it comes down to this for the Raiders, although remember, they still have 3 timeouts left.
They'll have plenty of time. This play was drawn up pretty well. They had some blockers out there. It's a good thing he didn't catch that ball, because that would have just run time off the clock and forced them to call timeout.
Exactly.
Like you say, Randy, I think they can get the ball back even if they don't make this 4th down, but I'm sure they'd just as soon get another 4 shots.
There's Byers to the top. Lightfoot to the bottom. The speed to the outside. 1:22 left to go. 4th down and 12. Martin Kovich on a long count, straight back to throw. He's looking for Byers. The little guy in the end zone. And come up with the football.
What a great defensive effort. Chuck Dauberman again rose to the challenge, but let's not celebrate too much too soon, Gahanna. You may have to stop again. Good protection. Bowman gets a nice block. Throws a little bit off his back foot, but he's got a strong arm. The ball's just, oh, what a play.
Wow. Byers was looking over his left shoulder and had to try to adjust and change shoulders, and the pass just incomplete. So it's going to be a 1st and 10 now for the Lions with the ball resting at the 23.5-yard line. 1:17 left to go, and look for the Raiders if they can hold on each play to use their timeouts. Here's to Garmin. He goes down at the 25,
but he
takes his time.
Yeah, he didn't lose the ball that time, and let's see if...
Yes. And now there's the first timeout taken by Reynoldsburg with 1:08 left to go. And a reminder that Next week, we will go to New Albany for the matchup between the Eagles and the Trojans of Centerburg. Should be a great game in week number 3 of high school football action here on Coaxial Sports. Check that one out next Friday at 11 p.m. and Sunday at 12 noon. Same channel you're watching right now.
I don't think anybody's left, Randy. They all know the importance of this series. They're hanging tight. This is a great football town, both of them really, and they love their football, and they're sticking right by them.
If you're Reynoldsburg defensively, what do you try to do? Do you try to sell out right now? Are you trying to cause the fumble right now, or just bring the ball carrier down?
Right, a first down, a Gahanna first down, and it's over. So what you need to do is gamble a little bit, and Reynoldsburg's good at that anyway. They like to play those front 8 pretty much for the run throughout most of the contest. I don't think Gahanna's going to put the ball up. They're going to run some safe plays. And hang on to the football is their main priority now. A lot of times they just lead with the halfback and give it to 44 right off the right side.
Dybel is wide of the bottom. It is kept on the play by Ayers, and he is hog-tied and will go down inside the 20-yard line. And a second timeout is taken by Gahanna with 1:01 left on the clock. A question, Tom McDonald, looking ahead. If you're Reynoldsburg and you hold on third down,
right,
you take the timeout, do you go after the punter?
I think you have to. And you'll see this is supposed to be a fake. Not much of a fake there. And he was going to keep it off that, I believe, unless it was just a missed handoff. But whatever it was, it didn't work too good, and Reynoldsburg got to be feeling pretty good now on this third down. And
Vanderveen and Day were ready for handoffs if he was willing to give them the ball. So it's going to be a third down, and let's call it 16 just about, but that's kind of an academic point right now. The real story is the clock, which has 1 minute and 1 second left, and Gahanna Lincoln is leading by a score of 14-7. Reynoldsburg has taken another timeout. They have one remaining this contest. I have Gahanna Lincoln with their full complement of 3 timeouts here in the second half. Our thanks to Jerry Robinson, the athletic director here at Reynoldsburg High School, for the outstanding spot that he gives us right at the 50-yard line. And Tom McDonald, Buckeyes in Washington from Saturday night. It'll be a moot point for Sunday, but your pick.
Well, I tell you, I'm going to go with the Buckeyes. I'll tell you why after this play.
Here we go. Third down and long for the Lions. Handoff goes inside to Garmin. It's out to the 22. Timeout Raiders. 57 seconds left to go. Punting situation for the Lions. Before we get your prediction, let me tell everybody about one of our favorite movies here. A Beverly Hills masseur gets caught up in a steamy scheme of blackmail and soon finds himself framed for murder. Catherine Oxenberg, Michelle Phillips, and William Devane star in a USA world premiere movie, Rub Down. Watch this exciting movie on Coaxial Communications and Warner Cable. I can just imagine the dialogue. Rub Down.
Yes.
I hope it's G-rated. Anyway, why are you picking the Buckeyes over the Huskies?
Well, I picked those Buckeyes ever since they started that winning streak, and I don't want to go away from them for one reason. But the main reason is Don James is worth at least 2 touchdowns. He's not there. And with that 2 touchdown differential, I think the Buckeyes will eke it out.
I'm trying to remember, who was your college coach?
The best one around.
And who was that?
Don James.
Ah, okay, that explains it. So that's one prediction. How about the Browns taking on the Niners Monday night?
Yeah, the Browns are in for a long evening, aren't they?
Okay, Indy and the Bengals quickly.
Indy, all the way.
Here we go, 4th down, and let's call it 12.
And here they
pressure
come.
Beyond. Garmin will get it off. They do not run into him. DePriest runs up to the football.
That should have been a penalty.
Yep, I thought there was a little
Here it comes.
collision or blockage, at least, as DePriest tried to get to that football, and the flag flies at the 49 with 49 seconds left to go. And one more prediction. Let's get Notre Dame at Michigan, number 11 at number 3. Your thoughts on that?
Well, I'm going to go with the Kent State grad, Lou Holtz, on a big upset. I know it's shocking, but they didn't play very well last week. They're due.
Well, you know, it's very hard to play Michigan up there. I've said this year in and year out, you just can't play a Michigan team like we played last week and expect to win a game, especially when you're playing up there. But they've got great talent. Maybe we can come on strong.
There you go.
Those are his comments. It sounds the same every week. Holtz says the same
Yes, this is
thing.
a recording.
That's right.
No matter who it is, Northwestern, Michigan, hey, well, they're all tough to play up there. By the way, this is the fair catch interference, or I don't know if it's fair catch, but kick catch interference. And it's a little bigger penalty than some people might have guessed.
That's a big break for the Raiders
15.
because it's going to be 15 yards. It's going to mark it down inside Lion territory, deep inside Lion territory. In fact, I think we might assess that from the line of scrimmage. Or let's see what they're going to do. They're marking the ball back to the 11-yard line. They're going to mark that there, and then you'll re-kick it one more time. 49 seconds on the clock, though.
I was going to say.
interference call against the Lions. So now, do you change your mind about the pressure and go for the return? You have no timeouts left, I know.
You know, this might sound crazy, and I don't know if I'd do it for sure, but I might be thinking safety. I might be thinking safety, a free kick with no one rushing me from the 20. And they might be thinking safety as well.
And allow him to run some of the time off the clock as well.
Right.
Just kind of dance around in the end zone, then step out the back edge.
The only problem is that touchdown that they needed to tie now wins it for them. And that's the trade-off that you have to give, Randy. But with the way they've been coming after that punt, I figure they get the ball at the worst of 35.
We'll see what happens. 49 seconds left to go in this contest. Timeout taken by the Lions to talk things over right now. And they will sort the situation out. Gahanna Lincoln looking to go 2-0 on the season, and Reynoldsburg looking to even things up at 1-1. We talked about some of the great games this weekend. Another game that's taking place right now. How about Mount Vernon at Beechcroft? That should be a good game.
That should be a real good one. And did you? Yeah, you mentioned
Lancaster at Groveport.
I was
going to get it in for you.
I think the Cruisers will get number one this win number one this week.
Hopefully they won't feel like number 2. And how about some of the other matchups? Taze Valley at Westland. Westland is a team that a lot of people say is for real this season, and not only will contend in the OCC, but could be a team that makes the playoffs. They could be very strong in the OCC Ohio this season.
Taze Valley bit off a bit more than they can chew, I think, in this case, Randy. May have to eat my words, but boy, I didn't think they'd be playing each other ever.
How about Nurk at Pickerington?
Oh, those Tigers will be back.
And here's Garmin standing at the goal line. Let's see what happens. 49 seconds left to go. You're right. He's going to take the safety. He's going to stay and roam and then go out the back edge of the end zone for the safety with 45 seconds left, making it 14-9. Tom McDonald, you dog, you called it. But let me point out that Sam Rutigliano did that for the Browns against the Steelers a few years ago, and the Browns wound up losing that game because of the safety.
Is that right? Yeah. Well, now that's the trade-off. You're right. I thought a little more than 4 seconds may have elapsed from the time that ball was snapped, but, you know. What do you think?
What are you trying to say?
Well,
trying to say we're at Reynoldsburg? Is that what you're saying?
No. That would never be the case. Now, are they going to punt it or kick it? That's the question. Looks like they want to punt it now. We'll have to give them about the 35 field position, which they would have had. They're going to kick it off. Had they not got that safety. You see what I mean? So let's see how many yards they gain because of this safety.
I think Reynoldsburg will get it out to at least the 40-yard line.
Of where?
Of their own 40. I think the Raiders
their own 40. Yeah,
40,
that's 30 or
I see what you're saying.
25 yards difference.
See what the trade-off is. 45 seconds left, and remember the Raiders do not have any timeouts left. But remember the clock will stop when they move the chains if they get a first down. So it is teed up at the 20, and Garmin will do the honors.
Darn right. Now are they going to kick it away from Bowman and Lightfoot? Which would not be that great of a choice because Shane Edstrom is a heck of a return man as well.
Garmin gives it all his leg. It'll be Lightfoot watching the hop, scooping it up. Lenny has it at the 34, 40, 45, 50. Lenny Lightfoot, midfield, 45-yard line, all the way down to the 41-yard line.
Well, in that case, that was a heck of a return. He hit that wedge like lightning. I can see why they try to get in the ball with those passes.
Mark it officially at the 42. Some indecision on his part. He didn't know whether to scoop it up. He thought it might go back to Bowman. But Lenny waits for the hop, scoops it up, and then just turns on the burners.
Right, the sophomore didn't want to hog it, but once he got a hold of it, he knows what to do with it. Look at him accelerate through that gap and break a tackle.
Quickly back to live action. 1st and 10 for the Raiders from the Lions, 42. Remember, no timeouts left. Clock running, 32, 31. Martin Kovich looking downfield. The pass is caught along the far sideline, and going out of bounds is the receiver around the 40-yard line. It looks like it's Lenny Lightfoot making the catch.
A lot of work for a 2-yard gain, Randy, but it was a nice catch. I look for him to try something a little deeper on this play. Play action pass, but I don't think that's really fooling Gahanna. He's got time to throw it, drills that pass. Nice catch and good hit.
Mark it officially at the 39-yard line. 28 seconds left to go. 2nd down and 7. More importantly, though, is that time on the clock and no timeouts left for the Raiders. Can they take it in from here?
Fans are on their feet, Randy.
And the Lion fans shouting defense along the far side of the field.
This formation, they slip Bowman out. One other. Oh, geez, they're going to have a doggone timeout.
No, they can't use it. They'll have probably a delay of game, if anything. They'll try to snap it in time. They do. Martin Kovich going back to throw. He's looking. Pressure's on. He's got to get rid of the football or go out of bounds, and he will roll and go out of bounds around the 37-yard line with 22 seconds left to go.
You got that play off just in time, Randy. I saw the flag just getting ready to be pulled.
I think right now, though, on a 3rd down situation, you've got to start looking further downfield.
You're right. They didn't give much of a gain on that one.
In fact, they're going to say he stepped back out at the 40, so he actually lost yardage. It's going to be third down and just about 8, but again, 22 seconds, the most important stats on the clock here at Reynoldsburg High School.
He did stop the clock, you're right. The fans are getting into it. Go.
What will they call now with a wing to the top of the formation? The backs from an eye. 22 seconds left to go. The pitch goes to Bowman. Going to turn it outside. Now turn it back inside. They have no timeouts left. What are they going to do? He goes down at the 34-yard line.
I don't know about that, but
13, 12, 11. They quickly try to line up. Let's see what they can do. It'll be the final down. Can they get one more play off? The ball is going to be spotted at the 34 with 4, 3, 2, 1. Martin Kovich gets it off in time, or does he? No, he does not get the play off in time. And Gahanna Lincoln will win this contest by a score of 14-9. So Tom McDonald, your strategy of taking the safety was the one that Colin Nasaros took as well, and it pays off.
Well, give that Gahanna defense on that last drive a great poise. They held their poise, did a nice job, and really, I don't blame Bob Stewart for trying to run Bowman. The passing game wasn't working real well. 15 seconds left. He's got get him the ball in his hands.
So the final score here at Reynoldsburg High School, Gahanna Lincoln scoring 2 touchdowns in the third quarter, comes back to win this game by a score of 14-9. Back with some closing comments right after this. Stay tuned. Welcome back to Reynoldsburg High School, where the Lions are victorious. Gahanna Lincoln, the winner tonight by a score of 14-9. Randy Reinhardt along with Tom McDonald. And Tom, just your thoughts about that contest tonight.
Well, it was a great game, Randy. Really, 2 different halves. One team won the first half. The other team won the second half. Gahanna comes out on top.
Let's take a look now at the final unofficial stats for this contest. Remember, Reynoldsburg rolled up huge yardage totals in the first half compared to Gahanna Lincoln. Well, things started to even out in that second half. We want to correct one thing, too. Those turnovers were committed by Gahanna in the first half. Our first half stats were wrong. Steve Bassford actually made a mistake for the first time in 10 years. But, Tom, as you look at those numbers, anything that reaches out and grabs you?
Well, as you can tell, like you said, it did even out. The 2 big plays for Gahanna, both instrumental in each one of their touchdowns, was probably the difference in this game.
And time now to take a look at our Sports Medicine Grant players of the game, one from each school. First of all, from Gahanna Lincoln High School, this was a really, really tough pick. So many guys on defense did a great job tonight, but they kind of split things out, I think, to a certain extent. So on offense, a guy that kind of sparked them and did a good job kicking the ball as well, we picked their fullback, Luke Garman.
Right, fullback and inside runner, very hard-nosed. He kicked the ball well, did a nice job. Being a former defensive back, I do want to say that Tui and Doberman were outstanding defensive backs. I'd like them on my team any day.
We got outvoted by the truck. We had Garman with 17 carries for 107 yards. Meanwhile, for Reynoldsburg, to nobody's surprise, their player of the game, Jeff Bowman, we had him for 40 carries and 189 yards.
Yeah, close to 200 yards against a great Gahanna defense. He showed he could do it all, and I could see why they gave him that ball in that last play, seeing if he could make something happen. He's a very tough kid, and I wouldn't want to play Reynoldsburg next week.
What does this win mean for the Lions?
I think it's a great stepping stone for them. I think they realized that last week's opponent wasn't very tough. Reynoldsburg is tough. They have a chance for an excellent, excellent season if they can continue to grow.
All right, should be a great matchup for each school next week. Next week, we are going to go to the northeast side. We'll be up to New Albany High School as the Eagles take on the Trojans of Centerburg. Catch that game right here next weekend on Coaxial Sports. Our final again, Gahanna Lincoln, a winner over Reynoldsburg by a score of 14-9. For Tom McDonald, I'm Randy Reinhardt. So long, everybody, from Reynoldsburg High School. The preceding has been an exclusive presentation of Coaxial Sports. Join us next weekend from New Albany High School. So long, everybody, from Reynoldsburg.